Chapter 1136. I'm back. Shanghai. Fang Ping let out a sigh. 3 days. It had only been 3 days, and too many things had happened. He had only wanted to go to the cult to see if there was a chance, but who knew that the cult would be destroyed in the end? Old Zhang has become a heavenly king. Fang Ping thought of Zhang Tao again. A smile appeared on his face, one that was filled with mischief. He muttered, I once beat up the heavenly king like he was my grandson. Wu Quishan looked at him, and so did the cat. When did you beat up a heavenly king? Fang Ping smiled brightly. I'm not telling you. In my source world, I would beat up old Zhang whenever I had nothing to do. You guys don't know this, right? I'm back. Fang Ping emphasized his tone and lamented again. The next moment, Fang Ping's head started to hurt. Behind him, the Jiao scurried out and said curiously, Che? Fang Ping, that big tree is calling for you in the back tunnel. It said it can't come in. Everyone looked at each other, as if they had forgotten something. Yes, that tree was too big. Even though the heavenly wood had shrunk, it was still 100 meters thick and 1,000 meters long. The passageway between the catacombs and humans was not that wide. Otherwise, he could have entered while lying down. Fang Ping looked at the old cat helplessly. What should he do? The cat was also looking at him, as if waiting for him to speak. The man and the cat stared at each other for a while. Fang Ping smiled bitterly. Big cat, give me some ideas. Otherwise, Heavenly will have to stay in the catacombs. Food. The cat said solemnly, I'll have to pay a huge price. All right, I'll give them all to you. Liar, don't lie to the cat. The old cat seemed to have made up its mind. It rubbed its claws as if it wanted to do something big. Seeing that, Fang Ping breathed a sigh of relief. Of course. Am I the kind of person who would lie to a cat? The cat rolled its eyes. I don't believe you. But it wasn't that difficult. Liar, go. Open the combat heavenly palace. Stuff the big log in, then stuff it into the Sanjiao gate, and bring it back. Fang Ping was dumbfounded. Then he cursed in his heart. I forgot about this. This cat was so boring. Seeing how it was rubbing its palms together, one would have thought that it was really going to do something. Fang Ping did not say anything more. Combat Heavenly Palace could collect monster plants. He had collected quite a number of monster plants in Combat Heavenly Palace. It was good that the heavenly wood was here. The old ancestor of the demon plants had appeared. Those rank 9 monster plants could be taken for his own use this time, right? Fang Ping was really looking forward to it. This time, with heavenly wood and these rank 9 monster plants, he could definitely build a brand new holy land for cultivation. It would be even better if he could capture the cat tree one day. Very soon, Fang Ping returned. As soon as he returned, Fang Ping released Combat Heavenly Palace. Heavenly would also floated out from Combat Heavenly Palace. At this moment, Tianmu was still in shock. The human king had actually taken away heaven battling Thearka's residence. Not just anyone could take away a powerhouse's residence. There had to be something unusual about it. Recalling the aura that had appeared on Fang Ping's body earlier, Skywood vaguely understood. When the heavenly wood appeared, the entire demonic city could feel it and see it. A towering giant tree had suddenly appeared in demonic city. However, Fang Ping seemed to think that it was not enough. He laughed and said, Elder Mu, return to your original size. Let the humans get to know Elder Mu, so that there won't be any inconveniences in the future. Hearing this, Heavenlywood did not say much. In the next second, Heavenlywood grew against the wind. At this moment, even Wu Quishan was a little shocked. It was too big. 1,000 meters in diameter, tens of thousands of meters tall. He could not even see the height of the tree. On the other hand, the cat saw it. It yawned and said, "This big log has grown taller again. I wonder if there are bird nests on it. Big logs' bird nests. The birds are so delicious." On the tree trunk, Heavenly Wood's face appeared, a little helpless. The divine bird accompanying it had been eaten, and this cat actually had the cheek to say that the bird was delicious in front of it. At the same time, Fong Ping also soared into the sky. At this moment, Fong Ping also displayed the strength of a peerless powerhouse. Fong Ping's golden body also grew against the wind. 100 meters, 1,000 meters, 1,000 meters tall giant. Back then, when Li Shun and the others revealed their giant bodies, Fong Ping was shocked. When he was rank 8, when Li Shun transformed into a giant, the outside world still thought that it was Fong Ping. At that time, it made Fong Ping famous. And today, Fong Ping could also do this. It was nothing more than the absorption of energy. It was not that his physical body had really expanded to this extent, but a kind of change caused by energy. At this moment, the giant Fong Ping standing next to Heavenly would still look like a child. No, he could not even be considered a child. However, 1,000 meters tall, the height of a few hundred stories, was enough to scare people. Fong Ping's loud voice spread everywhere. "Dear citizens, I am Fong Ping. The one beside me is the first ancient tree, the first spirit tree to achieve enlightenment since the beginning of time. He is a saint-level powerhouse. Invited by Fong Ping, he will guard the human world in the future and fight together with humans." His voice kept spreading. Not only that, at this moment, all the media and television stations in Magic City were reporting crazily. Some martial artists even soared into the sky and began to film. Saint. Today's humans were no longer martial arts newbies. Martial arts was no longer as mysterious and unattainable as it was in the past. They knew what a saint was. According to Fong Ping's previous classification, Paragon was rank 10 and Saint was rank 12. This was an unparalleled expert. Unbelievable. McMao. Old Manly walked out, his face full of shock. What did this kid go out to do again? He actually brought a saint back. Li Hansong also touched his head, looking at the big tree, his face full of shock, muttering, "This tree is too big. If it is chopped down, how many weapons can be made?" One by one, the powerhouses were shocked. Needless to say, the ordinary citizens were all extremely dazed and shocked. At the same time, they were full of admiration for Fong Ping. King of Man. This was too amazing. He actually invited the first ancient plant monster to guard Earth, and it was a saint. Until today, all the citizens felt that they were really living in a world that was like a myth. Had they seen a big tree that had no end? Had they seen 1,000-meter tall giant? Now they saw everything. This was a powerhouse. Young people, middle-aged people, old people, no matter their age. At this moment, they were all excited and excited. This was martial arts. Although practicing martial arts meant fighting, when they thought that they might be like Fong Ping in the future, flying in the sky and burrowing into the ground, wandering the three realms, competing with the heroes of the three realms, colliding with the ancient powerhouses, everyone was extremely excited. In the air, Fong Ping was still talking. These few days, a lot of major events have happened. There's good news and bad news. Let's talk about the bad news first. In the air, the incomparably huge Fong Ping said in a clear voice, "The three realms, everyone is no longer unfamiliar. The martial arts ranks, everyone is no longer ignorant. Heavenly king powerhouses can easily destroy Earth. Saint powerhouses, if they go all out, Magic City will definitely be destroyed in one blow. This is a powerhouse. Elder Mu is a saint powerhouse. If he goes all out, Magic City will be destroyed in the blink of an eye." And now, in these few days, some ancient powerhouses have been resurrected. They are alive. These people, there are saints, there are also our enemies. These people, there are saints, there are also heavenly kings. Can humans fight them? Fong Ping's voice traveled in all directions. At this moment, some powerhouses' expressions changed drastically. Ancient powerhouses had been resurrected. Everyone was not stupid. Currently, in the three realms, how many people were kind to humans? The resurrected powerhouses were afraid that most of them were hostile. McMao, Old Man Lee, and the rest clenched their fists. There was seriousness, but there was also fighting spirit. Capital City, some powerhouses also unleashed their auras. Li Daong, who was overseeing Capital City, roared, "Humans have no fear. Dare to fight." His voice shook Capital City. At this moment, not only Capital City, but all over the country, all over the world, powerhouses who were overseeing all places were roaring one after another, inspiring the people and raising their fighting spirit. Neo-martial artists have no fear. There might not be many powerhouses after 100 years of war, but martial artists had trained their guts to be iron. Dare to fight. Fight. This is good news, but it's not bad news either. Fong Ping said with a smile, because the stronger the enemy, the stronger we humans. Our human race stands tall in the three realms and has never been destroyed since ancient times. Naturally, there is a reason for this. The stronger the enemy, the stronger we will be, and these powerhouses may be the current you, the future you. The prerequisite is that you dare to think. Fong Ping's hearty laughter also made some people who were worried gradually feel at ease. Compared to bad news, there is more good news. Fong Ping laughed and said, "In these 3 days, I went to the evil sect headquarters. The evil sect was destroyed, 2 emperor level, and 8 paragons died. They also killed our enemies, Chong Rong Tian and Pingyu Tian paragons." As soon as these words came out, the whole world was shaken. The next moment, cheers erupted. The King of Man is invincible. Congratulations to the human race. The roar shook the sky, rising from Magic City and spreading. Momentum. At this moment, the huge Heavenly Wood seemed to see a momentum rolling over. Heavenly Wood's incarnation appeared, a look of shock on its face. Billions of living beings, all united. This was too scary. No matter how weak the ants were, when their numbers reached this level, it was enough to shake the heavens. It was really a momentum rolling over. Fong Ping wore a smile. I'm not bragging for myself. Am I not doing this to win over people's hearts and make my origin Tao more complete? Am I not doing this to prepare for the integration of more places in the future? I'm really not planning to brag about myself. Yes, my heart is for the human race. Look. At this moment, in the source world, there seemed to be more shadows. Sun City was more solid. MCMU was also becoming more and more real. This is a win-win situation. Am I that kind of vain person? Fong Ping convinced himself. I'm so great. The momentum was rolling over, but Fong Ping continued to smile. Of course, the evil sect has been destroyed, but the leader is not dead. One of the 8 ancient kings, King Kuan, is still alive. But these powerful enemies won't have a good time either. The human race still has a joyous occasion. Fong Ping roared. Everyone, don't forget that we still have a group of senior powerhouses fighting and killing the enemy in the extraterrestrial realm. That's right, Martial King, Battle King, the ancient Buddha of the ancient Buddha Holy Land, the gods of the nation of gods, the pharaohs of the Wana world. These powerhouses, the human leaders, are still fighting the enemy in the extraterrestrial realm. Last time, I did not tell you that many of our powerhouses died in the extraterrestrial realm. Many of our leaders were killed by the enemy in the extraterrestrial realm. They died, fallen. In order to protect the human race, they gave up tens of thousands of years of their lifespan to fight the strong enemies. in the extraterrestrial realm. They were outnumbered and finally died in the extraterrestrial realm. The 6 holy lands, Sword King died, the first ancient Buddha died, the sun god died, the great pharaoh died. The whole world was silent last time when Fong Ping and the others returned. Other than announcing some news among the powerhouses, the ordinary people did not know anything at all. They only knew that after the last great victory, the human world's energy began to recover. But now, hearing so many legendary powerhouses died in the battle, at this moment, everyone was stunned. Everyone, don't forget these seniors. It's them who are advancing alone, guarding in the darkness. They have been guarding the extraterrestrial realm for hundreds of years, guarding the human civilization. Humans don't know about them. It's even the first time many people have heard about them. Do you know where they are? In the catacombs, in the boundless Mount Royal Sea, where countless strong enemies are, and the darkness is boundless. They have been sitting there for 300 years. 300 years. In these 300 years, they have been guarding the human civilization in the darkness, facing countless strong enemies. Some died in the battle, some were injured, but none of them have retreated a step. Today, they are still fighting, facing countless enemies, fighting in the extraterrestrial realm. Behind them is us, the human civilization. It's billions of humans. They are still falling. There are still people dying. They are waiting for us to rise. As Fong Ping said that, he suddenly roared, but they are willing. They have also killed the humans' prestige in the extraterrestrial realm. Just today, King Wu broke through the realm, proved his heavenly King Dao, and killed Mount Luofu's sect leader, Qing Jing, a saint powerhouse, an old antique who has lived for tens of thousands of years. Invincible. At this moment, the first to erupt into a roar was Wu Quishan, his voice excited and incomparably excited. Even if he did not see it with his own eyes, every time he heard about it, he could not hide his excitement. Killing a saint proved his heavenly King Dao. This was a milestone in human history. King Wu is invincible. Humans are invincible. The people who were a little disappointed and sad just now were excited again. King Wu had become a heavenly king. In the new martial arts ranks that Fong Ping released previously, heavenly kings, rank 13, were the strongest powerhouses in the 3 realms. Excited voices rang through heaven and earth again. This was really great news. Of course, the seniors are still in battle. They are still waiting for us to support them. Without the combat strength of a desperate realm, how can we support them? Our opponents have many heavenly king powerhouses, but we are not afraid. We can fight back the catacombs attack in the past 100 years. This is our strength. Everyone work hard. Become stronger. Kill the enemies. Don't let the seniors fight alone. Let them know that they are protecting us from the front. We are also their strongest support from the back. Fong Ping laughed loudly and said, I am about to become an emperor-level powerhouse, and I am 21 years old this year. I am not afraid of any ancient powerhouse. I am not afraid of them either. Remember, if I can do it, you can too. Our human race will only become stronger and better. As long as everyone is united, no one can defeat us. If we fall, the tall ones will support us at the front. I am very tall, 1,000 meters tall. If I do not fall, you will not fall. Humans will not fall. As long as I, Fong Ping, am not dead, our enemies will only tremble, only regret that they have become enemies with humans today. King Wu is invincible. King Wu. King Wu. Deafening cheers once again resounded through the clouds. Between heaven and earth, a wave of air swept over. At this moment, Fong Ping was slightly dazed. He seemed to have seen something. He saw a world like Earth. At this moment, Magic City, where he was the most excited. Fong Ping vaguely felt that Magic City seemed to have a tendency to merge into his source world. Fong Ping laughed out loud. He laughed unknowingly, laughing at the peace of the people. As long as the King Wu did not fall, the human race would not fall. Fong Ping took a step forward. At this moment, his aura erupted, seeming to be slightly stronger than before. Sensing this scene, Heavenly Wood's face was full of shock. The cat's eyes widened, muttering, "The liar is so powerful. Deceiving people can also become stronger. I really want to learn." "Look, how did the liar become stronger?" "Deceiving people. What invincible, King Wu? You are nothing, but after he deceived people, you actually became stronger. There was no justice in this world." The cat was envious. He did not know how. If he knew and deceived people, then wouldn't he become the Cat Emperor soon? The cat rolled its big eyes. The Cat Emperor seemed to be not bad. At this moment, not only was Fong Ping becoming stronger, MCMAU, Old Man Li's body trembled slightly, raising his eyebrows slightly. The barrier of these few days of closed-door cultivation was actually broken. Too fast. Last time when Fong Ping integrated MCMAU, he broke through 600 meters of Dao after participating in a big battle, then returned to closed-door cultivation. Actually not long. However, these few days, he felt that his strength improved rapidly. In addition to Fong Ping's support of a large amount of origin qi and imperishable substance, his cultivation path was also clear, opening up Dao extremely fast. However, from 600 meters to 700 meters, it should take some time, right? In the end, he actually broke through the realm. 700 meters of Dao. At this moment, Old Man Li felt the changes in his strength. Similarly, he who had a ninth forged golden body, even if he had just broken through, at this moment, his basic vitality had actually reached about 250,000 calories. He did not have the enhancement of the origin Dao, but other people increased their vitality by 5,000 calories by walking 100 meters. He could increase it by almost 10,000 cal. As for him, his vitality was still doubled. Compared to the origin Dao, the effect was not much worse. The limit has exceeded the ordinary rank, 9 by 500,000 calories. Old Man Li revealed a smile. Back then, he thought of fighting a paragon at rank 9. Perhaps it could really come true. There was still some distance to the 1,000 meters of Dao. His golden body, however, had not reached the limit. It might be a little difficult to reach 800,000, but 700,000 might not be impossible. This old man has a high control of strength. I can still fight a paragon. Old Man Li's eyes were bright. After reaching the paragon, would his origin Dao have an enhancement? He did not know. For so many years, only he had walked through myriad Dao unification. Whether it was the same for Extreme Path Celestial Emperor, he was not sure. However, when Origin Dao reached the paragon, it might not have no enhancement. Old Man Li did not know that myriad Dao unification was actually considered a beginner's Dao, but whether it could be enhanced at the paragon, even Heavenly Wood might not be able to tell. Old Man Li was becoming stronger. The others were also becoming stronger. It was not too obvious, but some martial artists who were in the bottleneck stage, clearly felt something. Breaking through seemed to be a little easier. This was the Emperor Dao. Humans, at this moment, there were also people who were lamenting. Some of the sages who had escaped earlier stood on the Forbidden Sea, looking at the human cities by the seaside, clearly feeling that something was different. Humans seemed to be stronger. The celestial realm wall seems to be moving. Someone muttered. They saw through something. The human race seemed to be expanding. Heavenly Wood, Azure Cat, Human King, thinking of these powerhouses in the human world, now even the sages shook their heads. Although there was only one sage, he was really not to be underestimated. They were lamenting. In the fake sky grave, old Zhang was currently escaping. Behind him, the 3 sect protectors, Heavenly Emperor Pingyu, and more than 10 venerable emperors were working together to kill him. Everyone's faces were livid, and they were also terrified. King Wu had achieved Heavenly King Dao. Moreover, he had killed Venerable Emperor Qing Jin as a sacrifice to achieve Heavenly King Dao. However, in order to kill this sage, he was also heavily injured. Although he was arrogant in the origin world, in reality, he was running for his life at the moment. Old Zhang had been running for a while. His body was also stained with blood, and he was still carrying the badly beaten warlord in his hand. He turned around and scolded, "Don't force me. I just don't want to kill you. If you force me again, I'll kill you all one by one." King Wu, it's fine if you're not a heavenly king, but if you're a heavenly king, you must die today. Among the 3 sect protectors, someone shouted coldly, his eyes cold. There was also jealousy. How many years had they been sages? Some had been more than 10,000 years. Before the heaven realm was destroyed, they were sages. Now, the heaven realm had been destroyed for 8,000 years, but they were still sages. On the contrary, Zhang Tao had actually become a heavenly king. How could they not be jealous? What are you talking about? You old guys, don't give me a chance to be alone. Stay with me for the rest of your lives, or else just wait for death. Zhang Tao was not afraid of them. He panted and said, "Let me remind you, I can recover my combat strength at any time. Once I recover to my peak, it will be difficult to kill these sages. Be careful of those emperors." As soon as he said this, the expressions of some of the emperors who were chasing after him changed slightly. "Heavenly Emperor Ping," you shouted coldly, "don't be disturbed by him. If we don't kill him now, it will be more dangerous in the future. The 3 of you, is King Kuan still not willing to make a move?" The 3 sect protectors did not speak. Make a move? Make a move? On the other side, that old fellow, Heavenly King Subduing, was dragging Moon's spirit, Heaven's pole, and the others forcibly holding King Kuan and the others back. Break the array. Yes, they were still breaking the array. Just a little bit more. If anyone dared to leave now, Heavenly King Subduing said that it would be disregarding everyone's interests. He wanted everyone to join forces to kill the other party, lest everyone's efforts be in vain. King Wu could only wait for them to kill him now. Even if they could not kill him, they had to hold him back. When the array was broken, King Kuan would arrive soon. Not only King Kuan, but King Sun, King Zhen, and the others would also come. They would probably also make a move. At this moment, War King, who was being carried by Zhang Tao, also scolded with a voice transmission, "Bastard, when you are injured, I carry you. When I am injured, you carry me. Is this something a human should do?" "Are you sure?" Zhang Tao said with a voice transmission, "You are behind me, and there are so many people behind you. If they join forces and hit you, you will explode." War King was speechless. There was nothing wrong with what Zhang Tao said. But why am I so indignant? When Zhang Tao was injured, why didn't I think of using this to stop him? Old Zhang curled his lips. "With your intelligence, you still want to fight with me? Just accept your fate. When I carry you, why do you have so many demands?" In the next moment, old Zhang's body trembled slightly. He was almost hit by the people behind him. Then old Zhang couldn't help but scold. "What is this kid doing? Does he want me to explode?" War King was stunned. What did he mean? Old Zhang scolded, "I have just advanced. I don't know the great Tao, and it is difficult to expand. If I continue to improve, won't I explode? This damn bastard. What the hell is he doing? I have improved too quickly recently, and my control over my strength has decreased a lot." War King seemed to understand, and he almost scolded, "Are you complaining that your strength has increased too quickly? Have you considered the feelings of others? Have you considered the feelings of an old man who is still struggling to reach the large realm? This time, in order to reach the large realm, this old man fought until he was bathed in blood, and his golden body shattered several times. How do you have the face to say this? Zhang Tao didn't care about him, and he was still indignant. I asked him to make humans stronger, not to make them stronger every day. I have only been here for a month. War King was tired. Forget it. I will pretend to be dead. Curse all you want. I have a feeling that this thing is showing off. War King didn't say a word. Old Zhang cursed a few times, but he didn't get a response. He seemed to feel a little bored, and no one was supporting him, so he couldn't pretend anymore. But he was happy in his heart. What is this time? Without me around, this kid feels like he has let go of himself, and the more he works, the more energetic he is. Chapter 1137. Magic City. Fang Ping made a speech, feeling refreshed. There were some things that could not be kept in. Holding it in would cause one's thoughts to be clouded. For example, he had destroyed an evil sect. If he did not share such a great achievement, he would be no different from a thief. I'm only saying this to motivate all of humanity. Otherwise, seeing Wu Quishan looking at him, Fang Ping returned to his normal size and explained. Wu Quishan nodded, looking enlightened. He smiled. I understand. I did it to motivate people. Otherwise, you wouldn't have chosen to go to the rooftop of the school archives to break through. You wouldn't have run back to school from the ocean to rank 6. Fang Ping rolled his eyes. Beside him, the cat, Jiao, Force Infinity, and Heavenly Wood were all stunned. There was such a history. When the cat met Fang Ping, he was already a rank 8 7th refinement. Naturally, he had not seen all this. Now he knew that this fellow's shamelessness was not new. He had it for a long time. Fang Ping glanced at old Wu. Was he asking for a one-on-one fight? It was already so many years ago. Why bring it up? Fang Ping did not continue the conversation. Instead, he said, Minister Wu, I'll have to trouble you to send Elder Mu to Sky Island first. Let him rest there first. He dared not put Heavenly Wood in Magic City. It was more appropriate to put him on Sky Island. Wu Quishan did not say anything this time. He was much more polite to Fang Ping. He hurriedly struck up a conversation with Heavenly Wood, introducing him to Earth's customs and practices. A Saint Powerhouse was helping humans. Of course, he had to be polite. The man and the tree left quickly. Fang Ping looked at Force Infinity and Jiao. He smiled. Both of you go to Sky Island too. The 2 demonic beasts pretended to be deaf and dumb, as if they didn't hear anything. Force Infinity's eyes were blank. He stared at Jiao's fur as if he was trying to catch lice. Jiao lowered its head and rubbed its hooves against the cat's tail. It looked like it wanted to play with its tail. Leave? No way. Fang Ping and the cat were definitely going to eat. They would not leave even if they were beaten to death. While rubbing against the cat's tail, Jiao changed the topic. Cat, Uncle, why did my ancestor leave so soon after he appeared? The cat's large tail slapped, its hooves swollen. This puppy had gotten bolder. He actually dared to rub his tail. The Jiao didn't mind. It had thick skin and thick flesh, so this was nothing. It changed the topic and followed along for the ride. For the next few days, it was determined to pester the old cat. Uncle Cat, my ancestor left me a cultivation technique. It's the omnidirectional devouring technique you mentioned. Is it powerful? The cat stood up like a human, and with a slap, it almost fainted. Puppy, who told you to call me Uncle Cat? The ash cat's face was full of displeasure. You called Big Dog Ancestor, but what did you call this cat? Cat Ancestor. It was not difficult for Jiao to change the way he addressed him. He just had to get close to him. It was very brave. Beside it, Li Wuji didn't move at all. He felt like he was courting death. These people wanted to eat delicious food, but it actually cared about it. Now it was especially afraid that it would be roasted like beef in the end, even though it was originally a cow. Fang Ping was speechless when the two beasts refused to leave. He did not talk about this anymore. He said quickly, "Big cat, you go back first. I'll go take a look at other places." Liar. The ash cat's face was full of reluctance. "Where are you going?" This cat has been waiting for a feast for a long time. Looking at its reluctance, Fang Ping sighed helplessly. This cat, for the sake of food, it really did not care about any dignity. Usually, it was not this reluctant to part with him. Every time it asked something, it would want him to leave immediately. "I'll be back soon." Fang Ping did not care about it. After saying this, his figure flickered and disappeared. As soon as he left, the ash cat suddenly felt a little weak. It looked at the two beasts and said weakly, "Carry me back. Puppy, grow a little bigger. I want to sleep." Jiao's big eyes flashed. Very quickly, it grew bigger obediently. When the ash cat landed on it, Jiao's tongue was almost stuck out. This cat was really fat. It was a monster that was close to the impasse state, but it was almost squashed to death by this cat. Stupid fat cat. Jiao cursed in its heart, controlling itself not to think about the ash cat. After spending some time with the ash cat, it knew some of the cat's capabilities. At this moment, Jiao had become smarter. It could scold the ash cat, but it could not think about it. Beside it, Li Wuji also followed obediently, guarding it and acting as a henchman. The ash cat lay on Jiao's back and said lazily, "You have fur now. It's so comfortable to sleep. Puppy, this is how you look from now on. You're not allowed to become hairless." Jiao was speechless but did not dare to refuse. The ash cat looked at Li Wuji again. Li Wuji's forehooves stiffened. After a while, the ash cat mumbled, "Little cow, it's been so long. Haven't you found the Southern Imperial Palace yet?" Li Wuji said shakily, "Sky Emperor, the Southern Imperial Palace is really not there." Last time, the ash cat said that the elder ancestor of Li Wuji, Water Emperor, took the Southern Imperial Palace away. However, Li Wuji went back to look for it, but did not find anything. Where did the Southern Imperial Palace come from? There's nothing. The ash cat was a little puzzled, but did not care. It mumbled, "Water Buffalo took the Southern Imperial Palace away. Why is it gone? There were so many delicious things. Did it secretly eat them all?" Li Wuji saw that it was not as scary as he imagined and gradually breathed a sigh of relief. At this moment, he transmitted his voice weakly, "Sky Emperor, did you remember wrongly? If there were really good things, why is my ancestor still at the imperial realm after so many years?" In the past, Li Wuji felt that the imperial realm was too powerful. Overlord. But now, the saints had revived, and the heavenly kings had come out. He suddenly felt that his ancestors' imperial realm strength was a little embarrassing for Emperor Nan. Look, the son of the earthly sovereign, the heavenly king. Wife, the heavenly king. The two kings could fight a heavenly king together. The three sect protectors could fight a heavenly king together. This was not even including Hong Yu, whom he did not know. Only one of the Ren Huang had shown up now. The Realm Gate Marshal under the Ren Huang, Yuan Gang, the saint, the son of the West Emperor, the celestial pole, the heavenly king, the daughter of the North Emperor, Moon Spirit. Although she had a close relationship with the Earth Emperor's family, she was also a descendant of the North Emperor. There was also Goddess Yue, the saint. These sovereigns, how strong were their families? His ancestor was a disciple of Emperor Nan. Emperor Nan's mount was also a disciple, and they should be closer. Why was it only at the imperial realm? Big Water Buffalo is too stupid. The cat said indifferently, "Besides, so what if it's at the imperial realm? It's pretty good. I'm not even at the Imperial realm. Li Wuji almost forgot about this. What was the cat's strength? Strictly speaking, no one knew, because no one had really fought with the cat, and the cat did not seem to have really fought with people. Anyway, when there was something to do, others would fight, and it would go to sleep. The reason why it was called the Grey Emperor was because the heavenly hound was powerful. The cat often caught big fish, and others judged that it had the strength of an imperial realm. At this moment, the Jiao was also interested. These days, it learned to speak, and it was talkative. It hurriedly said, "Cat ancestor, what is your strength?" I'm a rank 9. As soon as the cat's words fell, the two monsters were instantly stunned, and then speechless. Who would believe it? Seeing this, the cat slapped them with its tail, a little depressed. What was it? Were they looking down on rank 9? Rank 9 was very good. Wasn't the strongest beginner martial artists only rank 9? According to the classification of beginner martial artists, rank 9 was not clear. Strength depended on the result. It did not matter what rank you were. Some fellows with strong mentality could not withstand it and gave up completely. Without a body, what rank was that? Some fellows, pure physical strength, pitifully weak mentality. What rank was that? Talking to these ignorant monsters, it was really tiring. The cat was lazy, losing interest, too lazy to care about them. So what if it was a rank 9? There were differences between rank 9. Besides, why did a cat need to be so strong? No, if it was strong, it could eat better. As the cat thought about it, it dozed off, lying on its stomach, as if it was dreaming of something, swallowing its saliva. At the same time, in the darkness, two figures flickered. No, one was a dog, one was a human. A human and a dog. At this moment, both looked a little embarrassed. In front, it seemed to be even darker. The heavenly hound stopped in its tracks. The spring guard also stopped in his tracks solemnly. "Dog, you dare to shout again?" The heavenly hound's eyes were fierce. "Try calling me dog?" The spring guard sneered, but did not shout any more. "Heavenly hound, is that guy really here?" "You don't believe in my sense of smell?" "I do, but everyone else is in the first heaven. This guy is outside the seventh heaven." A man and a dog were actually outside the seventh heaven. As for the seventh heaven, it was not filled with dangers and spatial cracks as outsiders had imagined. Instead, it was like a dark universe, vast and boundless. He died early. Back then, he fell to the 8th layer of heaven. He should be nearby. The heavenly hound looked at the darkness in front, suddenly roaring, "Cat, is it still alive?" The cat was hacked to death. "Squeak if it's alive." Rumble. There was a vibration in the dark space. After a long time, a voice came from the darkness. "You, dog. You're the dog." The heavenly hound's eyes were fierce, and it said angrily, "Is it really alive?" "Not. Still need to wait a few more days." In the dark space, a crack appeared out of thin air. A crack leading to the 8th heaven. The voice came from the 8th heaven. "Dog, what did you just say?" "I didn't say anything." The heavenly hound denied the previous statement. It knew this guy since it was young. It was terrifyingly strong. It was afraid of him since it was young. Although it also broke through the 8th heaven, this old guy was an existence that killed the Chuwu leader at his peak. It might not be able to fight him at its peak. "Cat, have you been conscious all these years?" "A little." "The heavenly realm is destroyed. Do you know? Tell me in detail." The heavenly hound did not delay. Its mental power fluctuated and quickly transmitted everything it knew. After a long time, in the darkness, the old voice sighed. "I didn't expect." "Sigh. It's a pity that I've already died. Otherwise, it's useless for you to be alive. Those 13 guys are dead, crippled You're not their match even if you're alive, the heavenly hound said, and quickly said, I called you to go to the heavenly tomb. How strong can you be now that you've recovered your true form? After all, I've been dead for many years. I'm afraid, at most, I've broken through 7. Broken through 7? The heavenly hound was a little depressed. You've only broken through 7? I've also just recovered to break through 7. This bathhouse guard is only at 6, at most 7, at his peak. We're not enough. The spring guard's expression was unfriendly. I have broken through 7, but it doesn't seem like much. Even in ancient times, that would be a top expert, a rare existence in the 3 realms. This dog was very arrogant. Cat feeder? Are any of the people from Cat Team still alive? Sigh, almost all of them are dead. Even if there are very few of them. The heavenly hound was even more depressed. This is not good. Forget it. Forget it. There are more opportunities in the heavenly tomb. If we go there, we might be able to recover to our peak soon. Both of us broke through 8. If we work together, we might not be afraid of anyone. No, I have to find the cat. Enough, enough. The heavenly hound said angrily, that fat cat eats well and sleeps soundly. Why look for it? I don't understand. This king and the cat came to this world at the same time. Why are you protecting the cat? And not the dog? Are you looking down on dogs? Or what? In the darkness, the voice disappeared for a while. After a while, he said, Dog gatekeeper. Cat raised. The heavenly hound's eyes widened. What did he mean? The spring guard chuckled. How normal. Watchdog, watchdog. You're just a watchdog, and you want to be the master? As he said that, he chuckled and said, Back then, I didn't succeed with Spirit Emperor. Otherwise, I would be playing with cats at home now, who would play with a perverted dog like you. Not to mention, you really can't be too fierce to the cat. We might end up becoming a family. The heavenly hound's eyes were fierce. It wanted to bite this guy to death. In the darkness, the old man laughed. It's for your own good. If everyone protected you, you wouldn't have broken through 8 today. The heavenly hound snorted. It made sense. However, it was still indignant. That fat cat has a few divine artifacts. Why don't I have them? The old man paused again and said slowly, You have them too, but you were still young then. I kept them. I don't know who took away a dog chain now. Dog chain? The heavenly hound's eyes became more and more unfriendly. The spring guard laughed. Not bad. Isn't a dog chain good? As he said that, he looked into the darkness and smiled. Senior, where did the cat heavenly hound come from? Was this dog raised by someone in the past? You're the one raised by someone. The heavenly hound swept its tail over. The spring guard dodged and said with a smile, I was raised by someone. Unfortunately, you're not. You're courting death. So what if I'm courting death? 1 man and 1 dog. A battle was about to break out. In the darkness, the old man chuckled. Don't make trouble. I don't know about this. I was only entrusted by someone back then. These things don't mention it. As he said that, the old man said again, Dog, you want to go to the heavenly tomb? You just sent me a message. The heavenly tomb is extremely dangerous. Cat feed. I'm now the celestial emperor. The heavenly hound was extremely dissatisfied. The old man paused again, his tone suddenly serious. Celestial emperor. Who allowed you to call yourself the celestial emperor? Nonsense. The cat guard captain scolded. Don't call yourself the celestial emperor. It's easy to get into trouble. You should have been safe and sound. The disaster you suffered before might have something to do with the title of celestial emperor. The heavenly hound was stunned, then said disdainfully, I fought all over the 3 realms, never afraid. What's wrong with the celestial emperor? The cat guard captain was a little helpless after a while. He said, Behave yourself. Some things can't be done recklessly. It's a pity that I fell too early. Otherwise, I wouldn't have let you call yourself the celestial emperor. It's all in the past, why mention it? The Heavenly Hound didn't care about this. It was fearless. The cat guard captain still needed some time to recover. The Heavenly Hound didn't go deep into the eighth heaven. It just stood there and said again, "Cat feed, you're alive. The guy who killed you back then won't revive, right? He won't." The cat guard captain said faintly, "I shattered his great Tao, destroyed his physical body, crushed his divine sense, and erased his life imprint. If he's still alive, he would have broken through the ninth heaven a long time ago." The spring guard continued, "Senior, forgive me for being blunt. It was said that you had completely fallen back then. The 9 emperors were watching the battle. If there was really a life imprint left behind, the 9 emperors should know. Why did you revive now?" He was different from the cat guard captain. Most of them were actually affected back then. That's why they died. No one would check if they were completely dead. No one would purposely destroy everything about them. The spring guard wasn't even considered dead. It was just that he had used up everything and was faking his death. The Heavenly Hound was about the same. As for those guys who revived at the first heaven, most of them still had Source World. It wasn't broken. It meant that the life imprint was still there, so they could revive. But this guy, in the battle with the Chuwu leader, was really completely dead. The 9 emperors were watching the battle. "Why did you revive?" The old voice sighed softly. "Maybe someone didn't want me to die so easily back then. Someone should have left a bit of my life imprint. The 9 emperors did it." "I'm not sure." The old voice laughed. "If it wasn't the 9 emperors, then it was the 3 emperors." He didn't mention the 4 emperors because in the era when he died, although Jean had already revealed his talent and was extremely strong, he wasn't considered an extreme path heavenly emperor at that time. Just like the old man, he was in the domain of the strongest. Of course, if the old man really fought with Jean, he might not be able to win. The heavenly dog snorted. Maybe it was the spirit sovereign. "I'm afraid that if you really died, no one would feed the fat cat." "Ha ha, that's also possible." The old man laughed. The spring guard also had a love-struck look. "That's true. The spirit sovereign is kind-hearted." "Idiot!" The heavenly dog scolded. "That woman is a crazy woman. She likes those she likes unconditionally and wants to beat those she doesn't like to death. Haven't you suffered a lot? How many times has this king been beaten?" "That's true." The spring guard was a little disappointed. "Your dog legs have been broken a few times, or else there wouldn't be such a thing as breaking dog legs." 1 man and 1 dog once again fought. The cat guard captain could not help but laugh. In the darkness, the aura was gradually becoming stronger. 7th and 8th heavens were trembling slightly. Another powerhouse was about to awaken, a supreme powerhouse. However, at this moment, he had not completely awakened yet, nor had he ignited the big stars. In the darkness, the old man suddenly said, "Legions seem to have come here a few years ago. This time when you awakened, did you see him?" "Legion?" The spring guard seemed to have some impression, but was not too familiar. The heavenly dog was experienced and knowledgeable, plus it had sensed Fong Ping's aura previously. At this moment, hearing this, he humphed and said, "I saw him before this king awakened. That old thing provoked this king to kill King Kuan in the Source World." As he said that, he scolded again. "After you died, that old thing robbed this king and the fat cat." The spring guard was dumbfounded, then laughed out loud. "You've been robbed before." "Cut the crap." The heavenly dog said unhappily, "What do you know?" "That old thing. A powerhouse of about the same era as the cat feeder. Back then, he had probably broken through 7th. Now, maybe he has broken through 8th. The old man laughed and said, "Calculating it, he is of the same era as this old man, but slightly younger. His master is about the same age as this old man. His master is also the last generation of beginner martial artists, a true beginner martial artist. The last generation, which was also the point before and after the Origin Dao was opened, when the Origin Dao became mainstream, there would be no true beginner martial artists in this world. The so-called beginner martial artists, that was to completely walk their own path. Walk from knowing nothing. Without the guidance of predecessors, there was no way forward to find, only fumbling alone and creating martial arts in the unknown. This was a beginner martial artist. He should have broken through 8th for sure. When he came a few years ago, although this old man was not completely awake, it was still quite interesting to be able to reach this place easily, breaking through 8th for sure. It just depends on how far he went. Breaking through 8th, between 20 million to 40 million was considered breaking through 8th. The difference between this was also very big. For Heavenly King Subduing to be able to reach this place, it meant that he had the strength to break through 8th. Heavenly Hound and the Spring Guardian were still at the 7th heaven, but Heavenly King Subduing had truly entered the 8th heaven. The old man asked this not to study Heavenly King Subduing strength, but to be slightly puzzled. Li Jun came here. He should have felt something and knew that this old man was still alive, but he didn't say a word and stood for a moment before leaving. What is he doing here? Heavenly Hound said indifferently, "Who knows? Don't let me meet this guy. When this king recovers his strength, I'll bite this old thing to death. But this old thing's big star is dim. Is he injured?" That's not clear. The cat guardian leader fell silent and didn't speak again. Just as they were discussing Heavenly King Subduing, Heavenly King Subduing exhaled and raised his eyebrows slightly. That cat feeder was going to completely revive. In the past few days, people had revived one after another. It seemed that this 3 realms was really going to be completely chaotic. At this moment, in front of everyone, the great array had already become transparent. Only the last great array was left. Looking at the pavilion inside, everyone was a little excited. After spending a lot of time, they finally reached the final moment. What exactly was inside? Be careful. Don't let the great array destroy everything at the last moment. Heavenly King Subduing reminded and scolded, "Hong Kuan, be careful. What are you doing? You're just one step away. If you're distracted again, you'll be the public enemy. Everyone, let's kill him together." King Kuan's expression was ugly. The divine court was destroyed, the clone was destroyed, and the martial king had become a heavenly king. The current him was in a very bad mood. If Heavenly King Subduing dared to provoke him again, he would really explode. In the past 8,000 years, he felt that his mental fortitude had reached a peak, but at this time, he really wanted to fight to the death with Heavenly King Subduing. Heavenly King Subduing saw that his nose was snorting and coughed lightly. "You're really angry. Don't act recklessly." Heavenly Hound and Sherpa are alive. These 2 guys are not good people. They're specifically targeting you. Don't force this old man to find them to join forces to kill you. "Humph." King Kuan snorted coldly and said coldly, "We'll talk if they dare to come." Were the 2 guys who hadn't recovered their full strength really a match for him? Heavenly King Subduing sneered and didn't reply. He cursed in his heart, "What are you being so arrogant for? Just you wait. This old man won't fight with you. This kind of thing should be left to the young people." Chapter 1138. McMao. In April, it was almost graduation season in MCMAU. Although MCMAU needed to retain some talents, they would not keep all of them. The 4 departments and 4 prefectures all needed manpower. As for Fong Ping, he now had his sights set on the 3 realms, not just MCMAU. He was no longer rejecting MCMAU's instructors and students from leaving the university and looking for another way out. As long as they were still on Earth, they would be the heroes of humanity. Moreover, there was no longer a restriction that only Year 4 students could graduate. Rank 6 students could freely choose to graduate. Yes, rank 6. Back in the day, it was difficult for martial arts universities to even produce middle-ranked students. Now, in MCMAU, only rank 6 students could choose to graduate. Of course, seniors could graduate regardless of their rank. It was almost impossible to find low-ranked students in MCMAU now. Even if he was a freshman, he had been in the university for almost a year. During last year's enrollment expansion, there were quite a number of new students. However, MCMAU had chosen the most outstanding batch. With MCMAU's unlimited resources and Fong Ping's integration with MCMAU, the students' abilities had generally improved by a large margin. Not only that, but even high-ranked students were not rare nowadays. 3 years. Fong Ping let out a soft sigh, truly overwhelmed with emotions. It had been 3 whole years. In April of '08, he came to this world in a daze. In these 3 years, he had walked a path that others would find difficult to walk in their entire lives. In these 3 years, he had learned a lot and lost a lot. When he first came here, he dreamed of becoming the richest man in the world, but now he no longer had such a thought. The world he came to was not a peaceful one, but a world of war. After 3 years of witnessing countless deaths, Fong Ping had gradually matured. Not long after Fong Ping landed, someone behind him said excitedly, "Fong Ping, did that tree bear fruit? Let's go cut some branches to make weapons." Fong Ping said without turning his head, "If you think you're a match for a saint, you can go and try." Li Hansong said embarrassedly, "How could I?" "You can do it." Fong Ping grinned. "This time, I've witnessed Celestial Emperor Baishan's dominance." With a single word of disagreement, they charged into the heavenly court and battled the 9 emperors. Tai Tu, are you really the reincarnation of Emperor Batian? I think you're still a far cry from the Batian celestial monarch. Li Hansong was depressed. Who said I'm the heaven tyrant emperor? I'm Li Hansong, okay? I'm only 23 years old. It's already not bad for me to have such strength. As he said that, Li Hansong chuckled and said, "Fong Ping, in the few days that you were gone, old Wang and I have improved a lot. Let me tell you, the reverse path is really awesome. I don't think I've entered rank 9 yet, but I think I can fight a peak rank 9 now. Reverse the Great Tao." Fong Ping did not ask much before. Now that he thought about it, he asked as he walked, "If I walk the Great Tao in the opposite direction, does the origin increase?" "Yes." Li Hansong was all smiles as he said, "Not only that, I feel that the amplification is slightly stronger. Also, Old Wang said that he wants us to try to walk the opposite path with the Sanjiao Gate at the same time." That means to walk 3 paths at once. Li Hansong hesitated. "I asked Old Wang if this would delay time, and he said it wouldn't. In truth, the reverse path of the Sanjiao Gate is ultimately still the same path. This guy is acting weird now. Fong Ping, could he have been possessed by Heavenly Emperor Zhan?" As he said that, he added, "Do you still remember what I told you last time? When we encountered the evil sex paragon, Old Wang shot out Heavenly Emperor Zhan's virtual image with an arrow, killing that paragon instantly. Fong Ping, do you think it's nothing?" Fong Ping pressed his hands together, but his brows were slightly furrowed. He asked, "Where's Old Wang?" "Recently, he's in Nanjiang leading NMAU's instructors and students on an experience." "Where's Old Yao?" "Him? He's also bringing people out for an experience." "What about you?" Li Hansong was embarrassed. He laughed dryly. "I'm waiting for you to come back." "Is there something?" Li Hansong sighed. "There's something. On my side, the divine armor hasn't produced any weapons. Didn't Wang Ruobing say last time that my divine armor has gloves? I've been trying for a long time, but I still can't get it out. You think I should ask her? She might not know. Maybe your control isn't enough." "I'm thinking so too." Li Hansong nodded. He hesitated for a moment, but still said, "Actually, I want to ask about Old Qin." I haven't seen that guy for a while. This time, I heard he hunted down a top-notch powerhouse in the catacombs, Uduo of Pingyu Heaven. That was a powerhouse at rank 10 origin. In the end, this guy disappeared in a flash. I heard he was heavily injured. Fong Ping, don't tell me he's dead? This had actually happened yesterday. Qin Fengqing disappeared in a flash in the catacombs and hunted down a top-notch rank 9. A powerhouse ranked top 30 in the rank 9 ranking list. He was also heavily injured. It was said that he was being hunted, and now his whereabouts were unknown. When Li Hansong heard this news, he waited for a day. When Fong Ping returned, he could not wait to ask about it. He had a good relationship with Qin Fengqing. They had known each other for a long time. Back when they went to the catacombs, when they went to the land of boundaries, both of them went to the void, mausoleum grotto heaven together. That was also a friendship of life and death. Now that he heard that Qin Fengqing was being hunted and no one knew if he was dead or alive, he was a little anxious. Fong Ping stopped in his tracks. He thought for a while and said he shouldn't die so easily, but he might even have the thought of dying. What? Fong Ping chuckled and said, I saw him at the cult headquarters. He must have gone to hunt the cultists. Li Hansong answered immediately. Fong Ping glanced at him and said with a smile, Don't rush to defend him. I didn't say that he's an evil cult member. This guy is famous for being greedy for money and not for his life. After eating from one place, he eats from the next. He probably has some kind of cooperation with Venerable Emperor Thunder. Maybe he's going to Enlightenment Cliff. Killing people is probably to prove something. But before he left, the cult was almost destroyed. That Enlightenment Cliff might not have anything good left. Besides, this guy probably can't go in. Without top-notch strength, there's probably no way to open the passageway. Tell me, does he want to die now? Li Hansong laughed dryly. He probably really wanted to die. If he really went to kill a rank 9 10th stage to complete the mission, then he was heavily injured, hunted, and almost died. In the end, when he arrived at the cult, he saw that he could not even enter the gate. It would be weird if he did not want to die. Then he won't die, right? I don't know. Fong Ping continued walking. He'll walk his own path. Don't worry too much. Since this guy has chosen to walk on his own, then let him walk on his own. But Li Hansong said hesitantly, isn't he still being schemed against by the Demon Emperor? Is he really okay? The Demon Emperor? Fong Ping smiled. Although the Demon Emperor is strong, it's up to him which path he takes. The Demon Emperor is just a catalyst. Let's see if we can accelerate his growth. If it's good or bad, it's up to him to choose. Sigh. Li Hansong sighed and said helplessly, I hope he's okay. I don't think he'll betray humans anyway. Fong Ping, before we confirm that he's really betraying humans, have mercy. I will. Fong Ping had already arrived at the villa area. Seeing that Li Hansong was still following him, he laughed. Go do what you need to do. Why are you following me? If you're free, go to Sky Island and see if that tree still remembers you. As Fong Ping said that, his eyes flickered. That tree still has a lot of good stuff. See if you can get some back. A saint-level tree. This is the first one in history. You're the reincarnation of the Celestial Emperor. Won't it give you face? Also, let it show you some of its preserved memory fragments. I'm not saying that you'll become the Celestial Emperor, but we don't have to reject it. The path of the Celestial Emperor, the combat techniques of the Celestial Emperor, they can all be learned. We, the neo-martial artists, start everything from scratch. We absorb the essence, get rid of the dross, and adopt the strengths of hundreds of schools of thought. This is what a neo-martial artist is. Li Hansong looked thoughtful. He nodded and said, I understand. Go and fool it. I've reflected on it recently. I'm not as strong as you, probably because of this. Bang! Fong Ping punched him until his golden body trembled. He humphed. You insulted the king of man. I'll beat you up next time. I'm warning you, don't mention my dark history in the future. No, I don't have a dark history. I've always been a great and honorable existence. Stop smearing my name. Li Hansong sighed. You still need me to smear your name? Too many people know about your dark history. Seeing that Fong Ping was chasing him away, Li Hansong looked at the villa area and laughed. Stop looking. Chen Yunxi isn't back yet. She's leading a team into battle in the catacombs. Let me tell you, when this woman gets jealous, everyone is afraid. Guess where she's fighting now? She's leading a team to almost the restricted area, to Destiny Royal Court. I think she's going to fight Ji Yao. Get lost. Fong Ping cursed, a little speechless. What was he talking about? Ji Yao? Was he related to Ji Yao? Right, I forgot to tell you. Ji Hong is back. Li Hansong said hurriedly. Just yesterday, Ji Hong returned. Destiny Royal Court's morale was greatly boosted. As soon as Ji Hong returned, he went to the Pingshan region. King Pingshan refused to leave the region. He even used your name to scare people. Me? Fong Ping's interest was piqued. He laughed. What did he say? Cough, cough. Li Hansong laughed uncontrollably. Many people know about this. That guy saw that Ji Hong had arrived. Not long after, the powerhouses near the Pingshan region heard him roar. This king and the king of humans are friends. If you come and cause trouble again, this king will move to the land of rebirth. Fong Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. This guy, he's not afraid that those powerhouses from the catacombs will come back to settle the score with him. What's he afraid of? Li Hansong was overjoyed. When the people from the catacombs come back, he'll either move here or find a powerhouse to rely on. Can they really kill him? You know his personality. He's so afraid of death. Will he really rely on you? That's true. Fong Ping was speechless. That guy was famous for being afraid of death. Other things aside, when he and Fong Ping fought at the king's battleground that day, even a fool would know what he was thinking. This guy ran the fastest if something happened. Do not look for him if there was nothing. Who did not know that he was afraid of death? Ji Hong. Fong Ping did not pay too much attention to King Pingshan. When he mentioned Ji Hong, he raised his eyebrows slightly. This guy is quite capable. When I was in the evil sect, I chatted with Chi Chi for a while. Chi Chi chased after him, but he ran away. He even cut off his own Tao and learned Chi Huanyu's Tao. He's also a ruthless person. His current ability seems to be at least Paragon 4 or 5. Now that he's back, Heaven's Fate Royal Court has a backbone. Are you still planning to attack the catacombs, Paragons? Fong Ping pondered for a moment. The Right God General, King Huai, Tianyu, Pingshan, Ji Hong, Long Qi, Pengyu, that big tiger. There are still quite a number of catacombs, Paragons. Those who have shown themselves and those who are in hiding. I'm afraid there are at least 10 of them. There's no hurry. Fong Ping laughed. It's not a good thing to attack frequently. I've destroyed 3 major territories one after another, crippled the evil sect, killed Ping, Yutian, and Chong Rong Tian Paragons. If I attack them again, something will really happen. Especially now, there are powerhouses reviving. Wait a little longer. Fong Ping's eyes flickered. These powerhouses have just revived and have no foundation. Tell me, if you were them, what would you do at this time? Go into closed-door training. Idiot! Fong Ping cursed. Heaven Exterminating Emperor said that he was an idiot, and he was not wrong. Of course, find a base. Fong Ping laughed. Do you think powerhouses don't need resources when they revive? They need them too, and a lot. In the three realms, the only place that can satisfy them is the catacombs. Therefore, the catacombs is a place that we must fight for next. The catacombs don't have an emperor level holding the fort, let alone a saint. Tell me, will those powerhouses let them go? Just wait. These revived powerhouses will definitely attack them. Let them make a ruckus first. Some grandmasters may be out of luck, including overseas immortal islands. This time, there will be a reshuffle. Don't always let us kill people. Let them do it themselves. One dead is one less. That won't affect our people, right? Fong Ping frowned slightly. Send someone to inform them immediately. Try not to go to the restricted area. Also, announce to the three realms that the catacombs outer region is our territory. The battlefield between both sides, paragons and above are not allowed to enter. Otherwise, they will be killed without mercy. If they want to fight, let them, but we humans are not to be trifled with. Right now, we have the confidence to say this. Even if we don't have the confidence, we have to pretend that we do. All right. Li Hansong noted it down and said, then I'll leave first. Fong Ping, this time I want to go overseas for a walk. Where to? To overseas. Li Hansong said seriously, the opportunities overseas are actually a little bigger. The catacombs will be in chaos soon, but here at the Forbidden Ocean, my golden body is strong. It can resist the seawater corrosion. There are also many demons. I'm prepared to fight for a while. Your identity is very dangerous. I know, Li Hansong said seriously, but I'm also a peak rank 9 powerhouse after all. It's impossible for me to fight in the outer region for the rest of my life. Do I really have to wait until the day I go to the ancestral cemetery, find Emperor Baishan's corpse, and merge with me? Maybe fighting with a paragon is my opportunity. I have Emperor armor. I won't die so easily. This year, I actually feel that I've become a lot more decadent. When I encounter trouble, the first thing I think of is to ask for your help. But it wasn't like this in the past. In the past, when I encountered trouble, the first thing I thought of was to do it myself. Fong Ping, I should go out for a walk. Li Hansong exhaled, saying, it's not just me, Old Wang, Old Yao, Instructor Li, actually all have the same idea. And this time, I don't want to be with Old Wang and the others. Everyone has their own path. Walk their own path. The three realms is very big. How many places have we traveled? Go out for a walk. Broaden your horizons. Fight with overseas powerhouses. Fight with catacombs powerhouses. Fight with demons. Even fight with ancient powerhouses. This is life. The outside world is very exciting. Even Qin Fengqing dares to go. Do you think I won't? He can kill a rank, 9 10th stage. I can too. Fong Ping, let go when it's appropriate. Don't think that we're all useless. Think about yourself. When old Zhang was around, he didn't protect you at all. Didn't you also come this far? Fong Ping said impatiently, can you compare to me? I have a lot of tricks. What tricks do you have? Are you more stubborn than others? You don't say, this is also an advantage. Li Hansong grinned, saying, isn't that so? Stop talking nonsense. All good things must come to an end. Back then, old Zhang and the other two were inseparable. After they became powerhouses, they were also busy with their own things. That's why we all reached the top. Old Wang, I, and the others won't drag you down. You and old Zhang, help us hold up the rear. This is your responsibility. The rest, we'll do it ourselves. Fong Ping sighed, patting his shoulder, saying ruefully, you've grown up, your wings have hardened, you're going to fly solo. Li Hansong also knew that he was no match for him. If not, he would definitely kill him with a headbutt. Am I your grandson? Grown up. How dare you say that? All right, then I won't say anything else. Fong Ping thought for a while. A fruit appeared in his hand, under Li Hansong's dazed gaze. Fong Ping pressed on his head, forced his mouth open, laughed, and said, Heavenly God fruit, good stuff. A real treasure. Your mentality is too weak. This is not a good thing. You have to make up for this shortcoming. This thing, it's nothing. I plucked it from the head of a powerhouse who died very miserably. Think about it. That guy has been dead for God knows how many years. When I went there, there was already a stench. There were maggots crawling. Li Hansong's face turned green. Who are you bluffing? This thing, at least, was from the head of a top powerhouse. Where would there be maggots? Fong Ping, however, did not care about him. Not only did he say it, but he also used mentality to conjure countless images, disgusting images, as he stuffed the fruit into Li Hansong's mouth. I have to thank you for sending me the heavenly god fruit at the Battle of Kings that day. Today I'll let you eat one too. It's really good stuff. It's too good. Li Hansong wanted to kill him. If you let me eat it, I'll eat it. Can you not be so disgusting? What did you conjure? What are you looking at? It's good enough that I didn't conjure those ugly things for you. This is how old man Li looked like in Nanjiang's catacombs back then. Although it looks like a meatball. Isn't it very cute? Why do you look like you're about to puke? Li Hansong wanted to curse. On the other side, old man Li wanted to kill someone too. This bastard thing. Under Li Hansong's tearless expression, Fong Ping stuffed the heavenly god fruit into his mouth. This thing was found in the Kuan King's throne hall. It was better than the one Fong Ping had consumed back then. Li Hansong's mentality had always been his shortcoming. Fong Ping felt that whether he was the reincarnation of Celestial Emperor Batian or not, since he had reincarnated, then he should not take the same path. Li Hansong, who had a strong physique, still had some obvious flaws. If one's mentality was too weak, they would be easily targeted. Old Yao's physique was not considered weak. Actually, with Fong Ping around, using the imperishable substance to its fullest, Old Yao's physique was actually much stronger than the average martial artist, in addition to using Heavenly Emperor Zhan's heart last time. Their physiques were not weak. On the contrary, Li Hansong became the most obvious shortcoming among the three. Li Hansong ate the heavenly god fruit, his face full of resentment. Soon, he toothed his lips and said helplessly, "Is there a need to take revenge on me? Actually, this thing should be given to Old Yao to eat. Really, he can strengthen his mentality. It doesn't matter if he's a shortcoming or not. The key is to become stronger in a targeted manner. Only then can he form combat power faster." After a pause, he revealed a smile and said, "But I've already eaten it. Let's cut the formalities. I'll dig some for you later. I'm really leaving. The next time I come back, maybe I'll also have absolute combat strength." Be careful. You should be careful. You're the biggest target of the three realms now, Li Hansong said as he walked. Be careful yourself. Everyone wants to kill you. If you die, the soul of Neo Marshall will be gone. You just said if you don't die, the human race won't collapse. But if you die, the human race will really collapse. Fong Ping, I don't know when old Zhang and the rest will come back. Even if they come back, they might not be able to set a benchmark like you. You're the biggest achievement of Neo Marshall, the biggest achievement. You're also our brother. Take care of yourself. Don't court death. Don't worry. Fong Ping responded with a smile. Li Hansong did not even turn his head, waved his hand, and strode away. If not for waiting for Fong Ping, he would have left a few days ago. He was going to search for his own path. The absolute peak was not achieved by sitting, but by killing. He was a neo martial artist, not a Batian emperor. If he wanted to become the absolute peak, then he had to put in more effort to see the wonders of the outside world. Li Hansong left. Old man Li did not come to Fong Ping's side, looking at Fong Ping from a distance, smiling. This kid is right. All good things must come to an end. This old man, I can no longer be your Tao protector. You slay emperors, annihilate gods, and make a name for yourself in the three realms. As for me, I can't kill true gods. I can't slay venerable emperors. Longevity swordsman. You can't stop living forever. Your enemies, there are heavenly kings, saints, venerable emperors. I'm going out for a walk too, to see the three realms, to meet the heroes of the world. Kid, when I make a name for myself in the three realms, when the name Longevity Swordsman reappears in the three realms, that will be the day I return. Fong Ping looked at him for a while, suddenly feeling a little sad. What are you doing? I've just come back. I've just done something big. All of you not congratulating me, but saying goodbye. When you see me, what are you doing? Ha ha ha, kid, we'll meet again. Old Manly laughed out loud, stepping on the void and leaving. Longevity swordsman, break longevity, three realms, here I come. Old Chinibu. In the distance, Old Manly laughed. Fong Ping scolded him with a smile, but his eyes were a little red. All good things must come to an end. They were all gone. His former partners, teachers, classmates, friends, they were all gone. Happy times were so short. In the past 3 years, he once again felt the gains and losses. These people, some might never come back. Fong Ping felt sad, but he could not stop it, and he could not stop it. This was the human race. If you don't fight, I won't fight. If you don't fight, I won't fight. Would the human race still have today? But this is not what I want. At this moment, figures broke through the void. Teacher Lee, wait for me. Let's go together. Let's go together. Goodbye, Vice Chancellor Fong. We're going to kill the enemy. I want to be the next Vice Chancellor Fong. Ha ha. The King of Humanity is famous in the three realms. We want to be kings too. Chunibu declarations rang out one after another. Today, no one flattered Fong Ping. One figure after another broke through the void and left. The vice-chancellor returned after killing the enemy. They could not stay idle either. They had to do something big. Fong Ping stood on the spot, watching them leave. At this moment, he was like the old vice-chancellor of the past, sending them off sadly. Chapter 1139. Fong Family. On the balcony, Fong Ping rubbed the cat's big head, ignoring its sorrowful gaze. He sighed softly. Big cat, do you think it's worth it for everyone to fight until the end in this world? Even if you become a king or emperor, invincible in the three realms, so what? The cat drooped its head and said weakly, How would I know? It was not in the mood for that. It just wanted to have a feast. Why did you have to make it so complicated? Fong Ping laughed. He was playing the piano to a cat. That's true. Let's not talk about it anymore. Let's get ready to eat. Fong Ping had not eaten for a long time. Ever since he reached rank 8, he did not eat anything. His golden body was already indestructible. He would only eat some if he encountered treasures to enhance his strength. Beside him, Jiao was really like a dog, squatting on the ground, raising its head in anticipation. It was time to eat. Not far away, Li Wuji was also swallowing his saliva. Old Niu could benefit a little, right? Fong Ping was all smiles. He set up a mentality barrier around the balcony. Very quickly, he took out the ingredients in his storage space. A lot. Crab pincers, golden rock wings, rock tails, dragon tails, octopus tentacles. Big cat, take yours out too. The cat nodded its big head. After so many years, it could finally have a good meal. At this time, the cat was also throwing out the good stuff. Overlord-level beef, True God rockhead, Overlord-level dragon meat. Fong Ping glanced at the dragon meat and looked at the cat strangely. The cat's fat face was all smiles. The Dragon Emperor gave it to me himself. Are you sure? Fong Ping was doubtful. The Dragon Emperor would cut his own meat for you. You think I'm stupid? The cat muttered. Fong Ping heard it and could not help but roll his eyes. As expected, this cat was the one who did it. The Dragon Emperor was really unlucky to meet this fellow. Other than that, the cat also took out a wing, looking a little disgusted. It said hesitantly, Should I throw it away? As soon as the words came out, Jiao, and Li Wuji's eyes widened. Throw it away. This is that big crow's wing. Crows don't look delicious. The old cat seemed to be a little disgusted and muttered, last time, its wings were beaten off by the Dragon Emperor and the others, so I picked it up casually. Fang Ping was speechless. You're going to lose the wings of an emperor-level monster? Sure enough, this cat only cared about whether it tasted good or not. Giving it to this cat to eat was really a waste. Fang Ping did not care about it. At this time, the balcony was almost full. These demon beast parts were either at the monarch level or at the peak. There were dozens of them in total. It could be said that it was impossible to collect these ingredients without the strength of a sage. Next, the cat took out something else. However, it did not seem to pay much attention to it. Fang Ping glanced at it and shook his head. He did not know when this cat had gone out to steal. They were all rank, 9 monster carcasses, still fresh, and mostly in the shape of fish. It can be used as a side dish. The old cat sounded as if there was not enough to eat, and these could be used as side dishes. He glanced at the boundless force. The mediocre force's hooves trembled. It was also a 9th rank. It wouldn't become a side dish, would it? The mediocre force shuddered. What if the old cat made it jump into the hot pot later? At the thought of this, it really shuddered. It would squat in the hot pot, people eating it around it, and it would not die. It would stare at others eating it. The scene was too beautiful. Rank 9 monster plant life essence. Fang Ping took out a lot of rank 9 monster plant life essence. Then he took out some natural treasures. Maple fruits, pine cones, these are all fruits of rank 9 monster plants. They're not the only fruits. There are a few of the only fruits too. Fang Ping continued to take things out. The Jiao and the mediocre force were really inexperienced, even if the mediocre force had an emperor-level ancestor. At this moment, both monsters were swallowing their saliva. The king human's generosity was extraordinary. These were all treasures, even treasures. How old was the king human? Yet he had collected so many. As for the 100 honing fruit, heavenly golden lotus, golden body fruit, Fang Ping took out some of these treasures that were like treasures in the past and used them as fruit plates. Even the cat was a little surprised. Its big face revealed a look of curiosity. Liar, don't you have to give it to others? Why did you bring out so many good things this time? These treasures might have limited effects on Fang Ping, but to others, they were good stuff. Usually, Fang Ping maximized the use of resources. He almost never ate them himself and wasted them. Haven't you not eaten anything good in a long time? It wasn't easy for us to prepare such a big meal. Shouldn't we prepare more? Fang Ping chuckled. Big cat, eat and drink when you should. Life is full of hardships. It's rare to have a chance to eat. You don't have to care about these things. Having said that, Fang Ping took out a few more items. Now, even the cat was drooling. Saint level, Heavenly Woods drinks and fruits. The cat glanced at the sealed life essence and quickly looked at the fruit. Then it said angrily, Doggy's teeth marks. So disgusting. The big dog ate more than half of it, but there are still teeth marks on it. Fang Ping burst out laughing. Then don't eat it. Meow. The gray cat was still a little annoyed. You insist on eating it, but I don't eat anything with teeth marks. I'm going to cut it open later. It still had to eat, but it would not eat the piece that the dog had bitten off. Now, the ingredients were almost ready. The gray cat could not wait any longer. Fang Ping glanced at it and laughed. It's a little lacking. There aren't many life, essence, and fruits from the venerable plant monster, and the variety is not rich enough. It's rare to eat it. If I eat it this time, I don't know when I can eat it again in the future. Big cat, do you want to get some more? Ah, the gray cat was confused. The con man was even more meticulous than he was. Was this not enough? I still have a lot of 100 king coins here. I'll go to the catacombs now and exchange them for more food. Fang Ping laughed and said, You go to the catacombs too. Many powerhouses have just awakened and need energy, a lot of energy. Go and ask if anyone has used food to exchange for energy liquid. I have a lot of energy liquid. The gray cat looked at him doubtfully. The con man was really meticulous today. He was actually willing to use energy liquid to exchange for food. Don't look at me like that. I'm a grateful person. Fang Ping sighed. You've helped humans through several hardships. It's just a meal. How can I be stingy? Oh, right. Is your cabbage still here? Yes. That's good. It should taste good too. Fang Ping chuckled. Then he looked at cunning and boundless force. You two go too. Make something delicious and add some side dishes. Today's king banquet doesn't have a few hundred dishes. Is it worthy of our status? Although the two monsters were reluctant, they nodded quickly and went to get food. It looked like they were going to have a feast today. There was so much already, but Fang Ping still felt that it was not enough. It looked like they could really eat their fill. In order to thank the Gray Emperor for his contributions, the king invites you to a banquet. The king banquet will be held. All powerhouses, if you have delicious ingredients, please come to Hope City in the 7 southern regions to exchange for energy liquid. Rank 9 is the boundary. Monsters and plants can be used as ingredients. Natural treasures are the best. Very soon, all the powerhouses received the news. It was news from the human world. Fang Ping let the martial artists in the catacombs spread the news. It was supposed to be just a meal, but Fang Ping made it known to everyone. For a moment, the 3 realms were in an uproar because of a meal. Skyplant City, Imperial City, the Right Divine General received the news very quickly. He frowned. What is Fang Ping trying to do now? Beside him, an old man sat on the throne. It was Tian Yu's incarnation. He smiled. I don't know, but just as he smiled, Tian Yu's expression changed. The Right Divine General's expression changed instantly. He shouted, Who is it that has come to Skyplant City? Hand over an elm fruit and 100 caddies of Tian Yu's life essence. How dare you? The Right Divine General was furious. He shouted, Skyplant's army, get into formation. A powerhouse had arrived. At this moment, Tian Yu's expression changed slightly. After a while, he sighed. Stop. The Right Divine General was furious. The old man shook his head, slightly. Undefeatable. The person was very strong. Even if he had not shown himself, his aura had already locked onto him. Still, Tian Yu sighed softly. Sir, if you need some energy liquids, Skyplant's royal court can provide them. Why do you need to exchange with a resurrected martial artist? He understood. This powerhouse wanted to use his elm fruit and life essence to exchange for the energy liquids given by the humans. Because his fruit was not very effective on this powerhouse, there was no need for the other party to snatch it. Stupid. The person sneered. He did not explain. There was no reason. Because it was given by Tsang Mao. The things given by Sky Emperor were given voluntarily. There were legends in ancient times. If one's luck was better. Of course, whether they believed it or not depended on themselves. But there were so many powerhouses alive in the past. Even the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors did not deny it. Everyone had to believe it. Now that Sky Emperor wanted to exchange food ingredients in Hope City, regardless of whether the energy liquids had the same effect, these people were willing to give it a try. Tian, you could not do anything about being reprimanded. The person who came was at least emperor level, maybe even more. Since the other party did not snatch it forcefully, it meant that there was still room for negotiation. If they were to forcefully start a war, it might cause big trouble. Tianyu said no more. A fruit and a stream of clear spring water turned into a ball and shot into the distance instantly. In the distance, the void shattered. A large hand reached out, grabbed the item, and disappeared instantly. The qi movement disappeared too. These powerhouses were not willing to hastily start a war with these people at this time. It was easy for others to take advantage of them. Bastard! The right god general's face was livid. They were actually threatened to their old nest and had their treasures snatched away in their old nest. Tianyu was not so angry. He chuckled. Don't worry about it. Let's wait. The three realms are in chaos now. If we rashly start a conflict with these people, we might get into trouble. The right god general was still angry. That bastard Fong Ping did it on purpose. Tianyu nodded slightly. He definitely did it on purpose. The resurrected martial artist had probably offered Tianyu's price. That was why people came looking for him. This scene did not only happen here. At this moment, 10,000 demon royal court. There were powerhouses protecting the royal court. When they encountered rank 9 monster plants, they suppressed them directly and snatched their treasures. Some overseas immortal islands were affected at this moment. A meal had caused a lot of bloodshed. Meanwhile, Fong Ping had already entered the catacombs. Back then, Warlord had prepared a lot of 100 king coins for him. Fong Ping had never had the time to come to the catacombs to exchange for treasures. Today, he came along with the flow. In a royal city, Fong Ping transformed into a rank 9 top-notch powerhouse. At this moment, he took out a large number of 100 king coins. Looking at the trembling 100 Kings Palace manager, he said, "Exchange for monster plant fruits. As long as it's edible, the more the better." "Sir, hurry up. I don't have time to waste on you." Fong Ping's expression was cold. His qi movement erupted. A rank 9 top-notch powerhouse suppressed this rank 8 powerhouse, making him tremble all over. The other party was trembling with fear. He dared not ask any more. The 100 king coins were still in circulation. After all, the 4 true king halls had not fallen yet. Those true gods had only left. Not all of them were dead. Fong Ping took out the 100 king coins. He was not forcing them to buy or sell. Naturally, the 100 Kings Palace had rank 9 powerhouses too. However, there was no need to offend a rank 9 top-notch for this matter. Although he was not familiar with Fong Ping, the catacombs were too big. There were many unfamiliar powerhouses. Very soon, the 100 Kings Palace in this royal city provided Fong Ping with a large number of treasures. Fong Ping kept the treasures. Without another word, he left quickly. Go to more places. There were many catacombs, royal cities. Each royal city was a large city with a population of tens of millions. The 100 Kings Palace had a large number of treasures stored in these royal cities. Fong Ping did not snatch them forcefully. If he went on a killing spree, that would only make him a target for everyone. It was just a meal. There was no need to make a fuss and end up being hunted down by many powerhouses. At Fong Ping's level, traveling was also extremely fast. People as strong as old Zhang and the others could tear space and travel thousands of miles in one go. Although Fong Ping was not as good as them, tearing space did not matter where he was. He could also travel extremely fast. 1 royal city, 2 royal cities. Back then, Warlord had prepared 5,100 king coins for him. They were all the kind that could be exchanged for 100 caddies of energy stones. However, energy stones were not very valuable in the catacombs, at least for powerhouses. The heavenly treasures that could be exchanged also required a lot of 100 king coins. Even so, 5,000 coins was not a small number. Fong Ping went to 7 or 8 royal cities in a row before he exchanged all the 100 king coins into treasures. 5,000 coins, 500,000 caddies of rank, 9 energy stones. A caddy of energy stones was worth up to 300 million previously, although the energy had recovered and the price had dropped. A caddy of energy stones was still worth up to 100 million, a value of 50 trillion. If he exchanged them for energy stones, Fong Ping could increase his wealth by 5 billion. However, Fong Ping had only exchanged for heavenly treasures. Some were worth more than 1 million coins, some less. In the end, he had increased his wealth by about 7 billion. Earning money was too easy. Of course, it was also a one-time transaction. After this time, these royal cities would receive the news and investigate quickly. Ordinary martial artists could not find out the authenticity of the 100 king coins. Those peak rank 9 or desperation realm martial artists would definitely notice the difference. Fong Ping did not care about this. After this time, the 100 king coins might become useless. The catacombs was going to be chaotic. He glanced at his wealth. 91 billion points. Fong Ping's eyes flickered. He did not continue to stay in the catacombs. If he really went all out and robbed some royal cities, maybe 100 billion would be there. However, Fong Ping had no intention of upgrading now. He did not know if the system could be upgraded again this time. If it was upgraded, how long would it take? The origin chi and imperishable substance produced by the system were useful to him. Moreover, Fong Ping had to continue to deduce his combat techniques. If he took too long to upgrade, it might instead delay his cultivation speed. It's time to go back. Fong Ping laughed. Was the old cat satisfied this time? The reason why he asked the old cat to exchange items was that Fong Ping wanted to test how many powerhouses had awakened in the 3 realms. Would these people appear? Perhaps he could even cause the chaos in the catacombs to erupt in advance. Why not? The sky turned dark. When Fong Ping returned to the Fong family, the sky was completely dark. When he returned, the old cat and the Jiao were already back. At this moment, there were more ingredients on the balcony. The old cat was beaming with joy. He was really happy this time. Liar, I've exchanged a lot of good stuff. The old cat said happily. There are also a few top-notch fruits that I haven't eaten before. At this moment, Fang Yuan was also there. This girl was also very envious. Her face was flushed, and she hid behind the old cat. It was not that she had to hide from Fong Ping, but the energy here was too rich. She could not take it as soon as she came in, feeling like she was going to explode. If not for the old cat's protection, she was afraid that the aura of so much emperor-level and true god-level flesh would have shattered her. Brother, Fong Yuan looked at Fong Ping pitifully and said with envy, "The big cat said that I can't eat it. If I eat it, I'll explode. Brother, let me eat some too." "You?" Fong Ping laughed. "It's fine if you eat some side dishes. If you eat these emperor-level and true god-level flesh and fruits, you'll explode for sure. Just stay at the side. This is a rare big scene. Even if you absorb a little of the overflowing energy, that's enough." Having said that, Fong Ping smiled. "Let's get to work. Cook, eat." The next moment, Fong Ping took out a crystal cauldron. This was made of energy crystals. Although it was not a treasure, this thing was hard and could preserve energy the best. It would not overflow. Not just one cauldron, but a few cauldrons. Under Fang Yuan's dazed gaze, Fong Ping used life essence directly as water and began to wash the ingredients. "Big cat, don't just stand there. Light up, use mentality fire. Use origin chi as fuel." The old cat swallowed hard. This liar was really good. How extravagant! Even an ancient cat, like him, felt that it was extravagant. using the origin qi as fuel was something that even the ancient emperors would not do. This time, they were really going to have a big meal. It was a pity that they didn't get the big fish head of Shanghai envoy. Otherwise, this meal would definitely be unprecedented and unparalleled. No, it's best to add some ingredients from the Beast Emperor. The old cat ignited the mentality fire while muttering, "Liar! Next time chop off the big fish, head of the Sea Guardian. Then chop off the Beast Emperor's big tail. Then we can have the first big meal of all time." The old cat was almost drooling as it thought about it. Li Wuji and Zhao, on the other hand, were so scared that their livers were trembling. These two ruthless people, would they really do this in the future? One was a heavenly king, the other an emperor. Was the Beast Emperor dead? If he was dead, then so be it. If he was not dead, thinking about it, the two rank 9 monsters shuddered. Emperor Man banquet on Sky Island. Heavenlywood lamented. Even though he was so far away, he could feel it. He could feel the spiritual energy boiling over in Magic City. "Minister Wu, you should go too." Wu Quishan looked puzzled. Heavenlywood laughed. "Emperor Man, we'll let you go. I'm afraid this banquet can only be enjoyed by true god powerhouses. Although the two monsters of origin qi have not become true gods, their physiques are strong enough to endure it." Wu Quishan was still thinking. In the next moment, someone laughed and said, "Vice-Chancellor, come. Elder Mu probably won't come, so I won't invite you." Heavenlywood laughed. "I think I'll pass. I'm afraid that if I go, Sky Emperor will make me bleed again." "Ha ha ha." Fong Ping laughed. Heavenlywood would definitely not come. This banquet was useless to him. However, if he really came, he might really bleed. At this moment, Wu Quishan was not the only one who received an invitation. McMao, Zhang, and Zhang Shui were still busy. In the next moment, a big hand descended from the sky, grabbing both of them. "Come here." When Fong Ping's voice rang in their ears, both of them heaved a sigh of relief. They could feel Fong Ping's strength even more. Not only them, Tang Feng's daughter, Tang Wen, was still in closed-door cultivation. She was directly grabbed by Fong Ping. On Sky Island, Ling Yi was also grabbed by Fong Ping. It was not just this place. At this moment, Fong Ping's big hands appeared all over the country. Some of the rank 6 martial artists were captured by Fong Ping while they were still in a daze. Very soon, on the Fong family's big balcony, a group of people looked at each other, extremely dazed. As for Fong Ping, at this moment, he was working while saying, "All of you squat at the side. Don't move. Today, I've invited Song Mao to a banquet. Most of you are peak rank 6. Whether you can break through today, it's all up to you. Of course, you won't be able to eat it, but you can still smell it." Fong Ping laughed. At this moment, how could these people not understand? All of them looked happy. Everyone hurriedly said, "Thank you, Minister, for your guidance." "It's not really guidance. Some of your fathers died in battle in the catacombs. Some are still fighting in the catacombs. They are all my seniors who have made great contributions to protecting humanity. If you become high-ranked martial artists, I only hope that you won't forget your fathers' hard work." Fong Ping did not just randomly grab people. These people, such as Zhang and Zhang Shui and old Zhang, had fought for humanity all their lives. Naturally, when there was something good, he would think of them. For example, Tang Wen, her father, Tang Feng, was also out fighting. Ling Yi was also born in a martial artist family. Some of her fathers died in battle in the catacombs. This group of people could be considered the descendants of martyrs, and they were also fighting. Of course, Fong Ping had to take care of them. Looking at the still confused Fong Yuan, Fong Ping sighed in his heart. He only hoped that in the future, if he died, one day someone would take care of her on his behalf. The three realms was going to be in chaos. All kinds of monsters and monsters were coming out. Next, could he still resist all of this? Fong Ping did not know. After all, Heavenly Wood and Song Mao were not humans. The remaining power of Heavenly Dog would dissipate soon. Old Zhang had achieved Heavenly King. It was a good thing, but also a bad thing. At the Fake Sky Cemetery, if nothing went wrong, humans would soon become the target of public criticism. Fong Ping understood. Some things seemed to be developing well, but in reality, now that humans had become so powerful, it would definitely arouse the vigilance of many people, even giving birth to strong hostility. Time to eat. When Fong Ping shouted this, more than 10 cauldrons were opened at the same time. At this moment, pillars of energy pierced through the sky and the earth. Song Mao was so tired that he was panting. It was not easy to start a fire, but today, Song Mao was tired but happy. He could eat delicious food. The moment the cauldrons were opened, the rank 6 martial artists at the side felt waves of energy impact. Some were gentle, some were domineering. Vitality energy, mentality energy, all kinds of energy impacted these people. Some of their bodies began to crack, but they were quickly repaired. Fong Ping glanced at them. There were about 30 people. If these people were lucky, more than half of them could become high ranks. Vice Chancellor, Big Cat, time to eat. Fong Ping took out a big table, laughed heartily, and began to serve the dishes. At this time, Wu Quishan could feel the surge of vitality. He said excitedly, "After eating this, I won't regret it even if I die. Don't say unlucky things." Fong Ping looked at Song Mao, raised his glass, and said, "Big Cat, this glass is for you. Have a drink." In the glass, rich life force surged, as if it had turned into a long energy dragon. A small dragon flew out, but Fong Ping suppressed it forcefully. Jiao and Force Wuji watched with envy. Both of them could only drink a little peak life essence, but Fong Ping and the others were drinking Heavenly Wood. Song Mao was also excited. His claws lifted the glass, and he drank it in one gulp. Then Song Mao said happily, "Delicious! Liar. Let's eat." "All right, let's eat." Fong Ping picked up a piece of beef from the pot. Under Force Wuji's embarrassed gaze, he swallowed it in one gulp, and a faint golden light appeared on his body. Wu Quishan picked up a piece of cabbage and ate it in one gulp. This time, the effect was much more obvious than Fong Ping's. His mentality began to fluctuate, his vitality was also boiling, and his golden body was stretching. This was the cabbage that Song Mao had been saving for tens of thousands of years. Song Mao also wolfed down his food. His big eyes narrowed into slits. Jiao and Force Wuji also started eating immediately. With one bite, Force Wuji's body exploded with a dazzling light. Jiao was the same. The two rank 9 monsters, this was the first time they had enjoyed a feast of this level. Beside them, someone's mentality had already materialized. He was about to break through. However, Fong Ping and the rest did not look over there. Achieving rank 7 was nothing. These people were just basking in the light. The one who really benefited the most was not Fong Ping, but Wu Quishan. This powerhouse who had just entered the impasse realm at this moment was constantly emitting dazzling light from his golden body. His mentality was also increasing rapidly. The effect of this meal was much stronger than he had imagined. Jiao and Force Wuji, on the other hand, were also gobbling up food. They wanted to take this opportunity to prove their Tao. After finishing this meal, they did not know how many years it would be before they had this opportunity again. In order to prove their Tao, Force Wuji did not care about anything else. He stuffed the elder's beef into his mouth, eating it first. Fong Ping, on the other hand, was also slowly experiencing the changes. On top of the golden body, the originally flawless golden body, At this moment, there were traces of black matter. 9 refinements is indeed not the limit, Fong Ping murmured. According to what was said before, 9 refinements of the golden body had already reached the limit of the human body, and there was no way to go any further. However, at this moment on his golden body, there seemed to be some impurities discharged. This meant that the golden body had not reached its limit. After finishing this meal, will I be able to reach the limit of 9 refinements? Fong Ping thought in his heart. When he had advanced to rank 9, his golden body had not reached the limit of 9 refinements. The limit of 9 refinements was the rank 8's 200,000 calories vitality. Fong Ping did not do it. For every 100 meters I advance, my vitality should increase by 10,000 calories of my own vitality, which is 20,000 calories of a normal rank 9. At rank 9, there will be another transformation. The width of my path is also wider. Maybe it can accommodate more vitality. When I reach the limit of rank 9, my basic vitality should be more than 600,000 calories, maybe even 650,000, Fong Ping judged in his heart, continuing to eat and drink. As for this meal, how much food he had eaten, how much he had spent, if he really had to calculate it in terms of money, it would be in the trillions. Some of the things were even more priceless. A meal that cost more than 100 trillion. Fong Ping grinned. Old Zhang and the rest had probably never eaten such an extravagant meal in their entire lives. Chapter 1140. As they ate and drank, Fong Ping and the cat's gaze soon fell on the main event. Origin fruit. The fruit of a saint-level powerhouse. The cat looked at Fong Ping, and Fong Ping looked at the cat. Both of them said they would not eat anything bitten by a dog, but now they were looking at the origin fruit at the same time. The cat's big eyes were full of vigilance. The liar wanted to eat it. You eat the bit with the bite marks. The cat made a decision in an instant. It stretched out its paw, and Fong Ping reached out at the same time. Paw and arm touched in the middle. The cat looked at him with a wronged expression. Fong Ping laughed dryly. I'm not eating it. I want to see and study if there's anything special about a saint-level origin fruit. The cat's face was full of disbelief. Fong Ping smiled bitterly and said quickly, all right, you eat it. You're not fighting. Isn't it a waste to eat this? The cat wagged its tail, somewhat unwilling to pay attention to him. Eating was for happiness. Why did he have to fight to eat it? Ignoring Fong Ping, the cat took the incomplete origin fruit. It scratched with its paw, and the outer circle with the bite marks fell off. The cat looked hospitable and said, Liar, this is for you. Fong Ping looked at the ring-shaped thing, a little conflicted. Actually, it was quite a lot. The origin fruit was not big to begin with. The Tengu had eaten more than half of it, and not much was left. The cat scratched a circle, and almost half of it fell off. The most important thing was there were bite marks. Sigh for humanity. Fong Ping looked sad and reached out to take it. Wu Quishan and the two monsters were somewhat disdainful. Don't take it if you can. At their level, other than the cat, who really cared about it. Which expert would care about these things? If they really cared, they should not eat the heavenly god fruit. Fong Ping had to pretend. Even Wu Quishan could not stand it anymore. Don't eat it. Don't take it if you don't want to eat it. Seeing Jiao and the others staring at the origin fruit in his hand, Fong Ping coughed dryly and said, For humanity, I have to become stronger. Forget it. After saying that, he swallowed all the origin fruit in one gulp. Wu Quishan almost rolled his eyes. This guy did not mean what he said. As for Fong Ping, he had no time to care about him. The moment he consumed the origin fruit, Fong Ping's origin world, which had already expanded a lot, began to expand again. The largest source world Fong Ping had ever seen was Tsang Mao's. It was a circle with a diameter of less than a kilometer. As for his own, it had been stabilized by the Sage Order and expanded in the later stages, and its diameter was more than 20 meters. And the moment he consumed the origin fruit, his source world actually expanded. This time, he took the initiative to expand, instead of Fong Ping forcefully expanding it. This is the origin fruit. Fong Ping murmured, feeling a little surprised. The size of the source world did not seem to be of much help to combat strength, but Fong Ping knew that this was the foundation. The source world was definitely very important. On this point, it was not that Fong Ping had a unique opinion, but after seeing Tsang Mao's source world, Fong Ping felt that perhaps Tsang Mao's Tao was the true unity of all Taos. The old cat great path was stable. It was truly extremely stable. Even if Fong Ping had a divine artifact, could he sever the cat's Tao? No. Fong Ping did not even know where to slash once he entered Tsang Cat's world. There was also the saying that Tsang Mao did not deviate from the great path. Its Tao went in all directions. Fong Ping even felt that the reason Tsang Mao had lived for so many years might be related to its Tao. This fellow was not strong, but it was a specialty of living. At this moment, his source world had expanded. Naturally, Fong Ping was also extremely surprised. If it were not for the sake of improving his strength, perhaps he would have been like Tsang Mao, not deliberately opening up any great path, but continuously expanding the source world. At this moment, the source world was expanding. The circular world, or rather, the spherical world, was slowly expanding and becoming bigger. Its diameter was already close to 30 meters. Rumble! A rumble was heard, and the world no longer expanded. Fong Ping also felt that the bit of origin fruit he had eaten had been digested. Fong Ping opened his eyes and looked at Tsang Mao opposite him. Tsang Mao was also eating, as if it was still savoring the aftertaste. Seeing that Fong Ping was looking at him and that there was still a bit of origin fruit left in his hand, it did not say anything and stuffed it into its mouth, looking aggrieved. There's no more. The liar had eaten so much, yet he was still looking at it, causing it to have no time to savor it. Fong Ping could not help but laugh, saying, "After eating this, did your source world change?" "Yes," Tsang Mao said happily. "There are a lot more fish demons now." When Fong Ping heard this, he was instantly speechless. What a waste. Origin Chi is enough for you to create fish demons. The greater use of origin fruit is to expand the source world. Tsang Mao pursed its lips. "I know, but my cat world is very big, okay?" That bit of origin fruit would not have any effect at all. Fong Ping thought for a while, and suddenly said, "Big cat, when you opened up the cat world back then, did you have origin enhancement?" "No." Fong Ping was stunned. He did not seem to have discussed this with Tsang Mao before. At this moment, he hurriedly said, "Then, do you have origin enhancement now?" "No." Fong Ping was stunned. He was really stunned. No, he had always thought that Tsang Mao was so strong because of the gathering of thousands of Daos and the origin enhancement, which caused its enhancement to surpass Emperor level. That was why it could possess Emperor-level combat strength at rank 9. But now, what did Tsang Mao say? No. Tsang Mao was a little embarrassed by his stare, saying sheepishly, "No. Then how could you be so strong?" Fong Ping's face was full of disbelief. Tsang Mao said innocently, "Am I very strong?" It did not think so. No. Fong Ping suddenly blocked everyone's senses around him and said hurriedly, "But you clearly have Emperor-level combat strength. When you were fishing for water, although the divine weapon was not bad, if you didn't have Emperor-level combat strength, you wouldn't have been able to fish it and drag it around. Yes, I probably have Emperor-level strength." Tsang Mao was still puzzled. Was emperor level strong? No, Fang Ping was anxious to death. You don't have origin enhancement. How can you be so strong? This is not scientific. All right, martial arts were not scientific in the first place. However, Song Mao said that it did not have any enhancement, but had emperor-level combat strength. This was even more unscientific. Seeing that he was so anxious that he was almost sweating, Song Mao mumbled, "Oh, you're talking about this. Source world. That is, when the cat world expanded. Although this cat didn't grow, this cat's physical body and mental strength were both growing. Forget it. You're too stupid to understand what I'm saying. To put it simply, it's breaking the limit. Yes, it should be explained this way, right?" Song Mao said uncertainly. Actually, it's similar to beginner martial. No, it should be considered as a combination of beginner martial and origin. Seems like it. This was the first time Song Mao had seriously discussed martial arts with Fang Ping. At this moment, Song Mao also had his own opinion. When you guys walk the origin path, won't your mentality and physique become stronger too? Actually, I'm not much different from you guys. My cat world has become bigger, just a little bigger, and the enhancement is very small. Compared to you guys, it seems very, very small, but over time, it's a lot. It's just that without your enhancement, Song Mao thought for a while and said, "Without enhancement, actually, I don't think it's a big deal. I've always felt that emperors don't actually have any enhancement." Huh. Fang Ping was very surprised. What did he mean? Origin path. In the end, it should still be combined with the main body, right? Song Mao said uncertainly, "I've never asked. I don't know if it's true. Perhaps not. However, if we continue down this path, I believe that we will still need to merge. The boost from the Essence Tao is actually external from the Essence Universe. It's just that you've gathered it, and it's not your own." Fang Ping's mind was in turmoil. He thought of the scene at Enlightened Cliff, origin path, the Tao of borrowing strength. In the end, the big star in the origin world shattered. At that time, he felt that it was a symbol of death. Now that he thought about it, the moment the big star shattered, there seemed to be endless power surging into the darkness. Where did this darkness lead to? He thought it was the power overflowing, but why was it not absorbed by his master? He absorbed the additional strength given by Origin Path and integrated it into his own body. Fang Ping looked at Song Mao abruptly, his tone solemn. "What's your basic strength?" "I'm just a cat with basic strength," Song Mao muttered. "There's no enhancement. Isn't that just basic strength stupid? I mean, how many cards? I don't know." Fang Ping was speechless. After thinking for a while, he quickly condensed a dash of vitality. "This is 10 calories. How many can you condense? I mean, when you're at your peak?" Song Mao thought for a while, scratched his head, and stretched out his claws. Fang Ping seemed to have thought of something, and said hurriedly, "Don't calculate randomly. Don't go from 10 to 100. This cat did not seem to be good at math. Last time he calculated divine weapons, it went from a few to dozens in a short, while rounding it up was amazing. No, this fellow was simply calculating in binary. Song Mao looked at him in disdain. "Isn't it just a fish demon? You have so many, and you're a fish demon. You're asking me how many fish demons I can condense? You're so stupid. Do you think I'm as stupid as you?" Fang Ping was speechless. This cat was really good at calculating food. "If I eat 100 a day, I can probably eat for 10 years. Fang Ping did a quick conversion. 1,000 a day, 365,000 a year. 10 years, 65 million calories. Fang Ping was shocked. This cat's basic vitality was comparable to a rank 9, 65 million calories. This was not an ordinary emperor level. It was comparable to an emperor level. This was a top-notch emperor level. 2 million to 4 million were considered emperor level. From million to 5 million were considered saint. Actually, saint was just a transition toward a heavenly king. Song Mao's basic vitality had actually reached this level now. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. A heavenly king powerhouse might not be its match even if they did not use their origin. Was this not a beginner? Fong Ping said hurriedly. Then, is there any difference between this and beginner? Beginner is the same as you, unable to use their origin to enhance. The cat said disdainfully, "You're so stupid. Of course it's different. The path of beginner is a path for each person. It's different. Moreover, the path of beginner is unknown. You don't know how to walk. You're just walking blindly. But there are paths to walk on the path of origin." The cat thought for a long time, as if it wanted to describe it. Fong Ping saw that it was at a loss for words. So he said immediately, "One is handmade. Everyone looks the same, but they're actually different. The other is large-scale manufacturing, mechanical manufacturing. They're actually still the same, the kind that can be done wholesale." The cat thought for a while, nodded its big head, and said, "You can say it like this, just like me. Actually, you can walk this path too, but the beginner's path, they don't even know how to walk it. Even if you walk the same path as them, it's still different." As the cat said that, it muttered, "Anyway, it's still somewhat different, right? Beginner also has an end. But the path of origin, does it have an end?" The cat raised its head, pondered for a while, and said, "My cat's world is still very small. I feel like I can walk very, very far." Fong Ping said immediately, "Actually, your path is also taken by others. Won't there be any conflicts?" The cat shook its head and said, "I don't know. I haven't reached the peak yet. How would I know if there will be conflicts? But I don't think so, right?" The cat said uncertainly, "Because I'm a path. If I'm a path, then I'm different from everyone else." When it said that, Fong Ping frowned slightly. It seemed to make sense. If the cat's path was taken apart and looked at, of course, there would be overlaps. But it actually only had one path. If it was a whole path, then in the entire 3 realms, no one had the same path as it. Fong Ping said hurriedly, "Then if you walk to the peak, I'll also walk the same path and walk to the peak." The cat said casually, "It's not the same. It's the same as the combat techniques you guys learn. It's all about the reorganization of power, sequencing, and then combat techniques are different. Your source world is the same size as mine, but your sequencing might be different." Fong Ping felt enlightened. Yes, his words woke him up from his dream. The cat's words seemed to have opened up a new world for him. Everyone walked the path of 10,000 Daos as one, but it might not be the same. There are thousands of Daos. The sequencing of your source world's Daos might be different from my source world's Daos. In this way, the Daos were actually different too. Big Cat, you're too amazing. Fong Ping was suddenly wild with joy, slapping the cat's big head. The cat's gaze was unfriendly, but before it could fly into a rage, it saw Fong Ping's mouth stretching over, as if he was going to kiss it. The cat was disgusted, its tail slapping over. Shameless. The cat harumphed, a little unhappy. Kissing cats was not allowed. Fong Ping laughed out loud, not minding it. He continued to sit down, his face full of joy. The expansion of the source world, in the later stages, will increase the limits of my physique and mentality. It's actually the physique. The cat explained, in the end, power is actually the only thing. If the physique is strong, the mentality will be strong, and there won't be a big deviation like the beginner martial arts. This is probably also the benefit of the Origin Dao. That's why the Origin Dao will replace other Daos, Fong Ping understood. And then said, so in this case, actually, you don't have an increase in the origin, but you digest, absorb, and use this increase for your own use. Is that so? Yes, right? The cat said uncertainly, I don't care about these things. Fong Ping was speechless, but he had a rough idea. He said again, "Then if my source world expands, it may eventually cover my current Tao path. And I can also truly turn these increases into my own strength, right?" "Probably. Don't just guess. It's very important." Fong Ping said anxiously. If that's really the case, the cat looked at him, not knowing what he wanted to say. Fong Ping exhaled and said, "Emperors can block the Daos. Back then, they only blocked the end, but what if one day another powerhouse blocks the entrance?" Meow. The cat's big face was full of curiosity. "Block the entrance? It can't be blocked, right? There are so many entrances. Maybe there's only one place at the end. That's hard to say." Fong Ping said in a low voice, "External strength is, after all, external strength. Moreover, the origin Tao is not invulnerable." Previously, some powerhouses had very obvious flaws in the origin. Of course, the stronger the person, the fewer the flaws. But that doesn't mean there aren't any. Also, with the existence of divine weapons, the origin Tao is not as secretive and sturdy as imagined. Once targeted, there may be a situation where the Tao is cut off. But what you said about turning the strength for your own use, the cat looked innocent. "Did I say that?" "I didn't say that." "Didn't you say that yourself?" Fong Ping ignored it, his eyes flickering. "I will continue to walk my origin Tao, but I will also work hard to expand the source world, until the day comes when my source world will cover my source great Tao. I want to slowly turn the strength for my own use. I have a guess now, when my source world expands to a diameter of 100 meters, maybe I can cover a part of the current Tao. After covering it, there won't be this part of the Tao's increase, but maybe I can turn this strength into my own basic strength." Fong Ping had some speculations now. If he expanded the source world to a diameter of 700 meters, or even 1,400 meters, he did not know how the source world expanded. Maybe it was overflowing, then it might cover his Tao, and the increase that the Tao gave him might become his own strength. The beginner's Tao was flawed. The origin Tao was flawed too. Perhaps the cat's path was the real combination of the two. Beginner powerhouses were strong, but they could not go far. The origin Tao could go far, but their own strength was not as strong as imagined. The four emperors of the extreme path, Celestial Emperor Batian and Celestial Emperor Exterminate, had fought beginner martial artists without using the origin, but they were defeated. However, they used the origin Tao, and beginner martial artists were not their opponents. They also wanted to integrate, but in the end, it seemed to prove that their integration failed, and they did not really integrate the essence of the two into one. In this three realms, Fong Ping suspected that there was only one person who could really do it, the one who created the origin Tao. Perhaps the cat could be counted, but it did not go far after all. At this moment, Fong Ping pondered a little more. For the first time, he thought about how he should go on his future path. The origin Tao still needs to go on. This is a shortcut. However, the source world also needs to be expanded, and shortcuts often represent flaws. My own strength is not strong enough. This is a very dangerous thing. Fong Ping looked at the cat. At this moment, he really understood why the cat seemed to be immortal. If his physique was as strong as the cat's, would he really die? Beginner martial artists, all beginner martial artists had shortcomings. The basic vitality of 65 million calories was increased by 3 times by a heavenly king. If it was increased by 3 times, the cat's combat strength would instantly reach 6 million calories, close to breaking 7. In that case, the cat's physique was stronger than some powerhouses who had broken 7. This was because breaking 7 meant that the path walked was not just 100,000 meters, and the increase was even higher. Their basic vitality might not be as strong as the cat. Martial arts is getting more and more interesting. Fong Ping suddenly grinned. There were thousands of paths, and as expected, any path was the path that led to the end. This unusual creature, the cat, had opened a new world for him this time. Seeing that he was smiling happily, the cat secretly cursed him for being a big idiot, and then it lowered its head and ate. If you don't eat, I'll eat more. Not only the cat, cunning, infinite strength, and Wu Quishan were also eating like crazy. Fong Ping did not care much. At this time, he did not need these things much. In terms of physique, even old Wu was not as strong as he was. Just as Fong Ping was deep in thought, the Jiao suddenly roared, its body overflowing with thick energy, roaring, "Chef, human king, give me more imperishable substance. No, give me more origin energy. I think I'm about to level up." Fong Ping looked at it. The Jiao was like a black hole, absorbing energy from all directions. Fong Ping smiled and said, "Eat my food, drink my water, and take some with you. If I level up, I don't have many requirements. Just help humans suppress demons." "Okay, then you're the demon-suppressing messenger." Fong Ping laughed heartily. The Jiao looked confused, too lazy to care. "Whatever." Another piece of meat. Hearing that, infinite strength glanced at the Jiao. He was the sea-suppressing messenger, and this guy was the demon-suppressing messenger. Who had the higher position? At this time, a lot of imperishable substance and origin chi appeared in Fong Ping's hands, flowing into the Jiao's body. The Jiao roared, swallowing the heavens and the earth. It soared into the sky, its aura shaking the heavens. Fong Ping hurriedly set up a large number of mentality barriers. Wu Quishan did not care about eating anymore, hurriedly working to prevent this guy's aura from spreading to Magic City. Kaboom! In the void, a golden path appeared, and the Jiao strolled on it. At this time, there was a huge shadow of the Jiao in the void. It's proven its Tao. It proved its Tao so easily. Is it a descendant of the Celestial Emperor? Seems like it, but it didn't prove its Tao because it's a descendant of the Celestial Emperor. I'm afraid it has something to do with Fong Ping. At this time, some people were discussing. It was not a real person. In a villa in Magic City, some people from beyond the heavens and boundaries gathered. They were all forces that cooperated with humans. At this time, in the hall, mirror-like images appeared one after another. They were all powerhouses. There was Jiang Su of Mount Weiyu, Qing Hua of Mount Wangu, Yuping of Jade Longtian, Xianhe of Mystic Light Heaven. These people were watching the images taken by Yu Shuzi and the others. At the Fong family's side, the Jiao had returned to its original form. It was huge, and golden light shone in the void. These people knew at a glance that the Jiao was about to level up, a human king feast, and a true god had already appeared. At this moment, even if they had already proven their Tao, they were still extremely envious. Unexpectedly, this was just the beginning. Before the Jiao had successfully proven its Tao, the next moment, a bull's roar rang out. When the bull's roar rang out, even if some people did not see anything, they sighed and said, "Li Wuji is going to prove his Tao." Human king feast. Even if they did not go, they could imagine how good the food was. Although these two were already close to proving their Tao, and did not advance because of the food, this human king feast was definitely a catalyst. The humans had two more impasse realm powerhouses. Although these two were demons, Li Wuji had long led his entire clan to seek refuge with the humans. The Jiao had always had an unclear relationship with Fong Ping. The old cat was still in the human world, and the Jiao was obviously also in the human world. At this moment, Fong Ping's voice rang out in all directions. "I confer the title of the Golden-Horned Beast King, the Jiao as the humans' demon suppression envoy. The humans bear witness." At this moment, cheers rang out in all directions. Even though it was already late at night, it still could not stop the humans' joy. The Jiao, Many people knew about it. It even appeared in many movies and television works. Of course, it did not appear as a demon spy, but as a friend of the humans. Ever since the catacombs were made public, the Jiao, the traitor in the eyes of the catacombs' powerhouses, had become a sharp weapon for the humans to attack some of the catacombs' powerhouses. Now, the Jiao had proven its Tao to the peak. It had even become the humans' demon suppression envoy. How could it not be excited? Congratulations, see suppressing envoy, demon suppressing envoy. Fong Ping's voice rang out in all directions again. In Magic City, cheers rang out one after another. In the villa, these powerhouses were also silent, each of them deep in thought. The Jiao, Li Wuji, these fellows who sought refuge with the humans had proven their Tao. Next, where should all parties go? Chapter 1141. On the night of April 3rd, cunning and limitless strength reached the pinnacle of the Tao. That night, there was another group of young martial artists who advanced to high ranks. However, compared to slyness and infinite strength, it was not worth mentioning. The outside world barely mentioned this matter. Of course, even if he didn't mention it, it was still somewhat mentioned. The two youngest grandsons of Marshal King Zhang, Tao, had advanced to the higher ranks. Tang Feng wholeheartedly wanted Tang Wen to break Fong Ping's record. In the end, although Tang Wen also advanced that night, she did not become the center of attention. Zhang Tao's grandson and grandson were 1 year younger than Tang Wen. As for Fong Ping's younger sister, Fang Yuan, she did not advance to high rank that night, but she had also reached peak rank 6. Initially, based on Fang Yuan's situation, there was still hope for him to advance to high ranked. If he succeeded, Fang Yuan would become the record holder. In the end, when the girl wanted to level up, Fang Ping and Song Mao attacked at the same time, forcefully suppressing her. It was not that Fang Ping was worried about Fang Yuan advancing to a higher rank and wanting to fight. He was worried that she would explode, an explosion of uncontrollable power. This girl was advancing too quickly. She was not even familiar with the power of middle ranks. If she continued advancing like this, she would not be breaking the record. Instead, she would be the first high rank to self-destruct in the neo-martial arts era. Back then, Fang Ping had suffered a similar fate. His strength had increased too quickly, and he had trampled and destroyed a lot of things in school. He advanced quickly, but he was not as fast as Fang Yuan. After all, the two from the Zhang family had been practicing martial arts since they were young. In this aspect, they were much better than Fang Yuan. They were middle-ranked when they entered the university. After a year, they had participated in many battles. Now that they had become high-ranked, they could still control themselves. It was obvious that Fang Yuan could not do that. Fang Ping was not in the mood to care about what the outside world was saying. He was pressed for time. He needed to become stronger. He didn't want to rely on external forces anymore. He didn't want to rely on Heavenly Wood or Ash Cat. The Ash Cat was unwilling to participate in the battle, but he had no choice but to seek the Ash Cat's help time and time again. Because of this, the Ash Cat once again appeared in front of the world and had to face some possible dangers. If it weren't for the appearance of the Heavenly Hound, these revived sages might have done something to the cat if they knew that it was in the human world. But how long could the deterrence of the Heavenly Hound last? Old Zhang had achieved Heavenly King Dao and might face a huge crisis. Fang Ping could only be anxious, but he could not help at all. He needed to become stronger. A sovereign personage needed to be strong. In a secret room that no one knew about, Fang Ping restrained his aura and began to open up his great Tao wholeheartedly. While the celestial Thearcha's last vestiges of power still existed, while the heavenly would still existed, he had to become stronger as quickly as possible. According to the cat, more and more people were coming back to life. This time, not only did Fong Ping have to open up a path, but he also had to deduce his own combat techniques. God-slaying blade technique. Although his combat techniques had improved a lot after the last deduction, it was still not up to Fong Ping's expectations. He needed a more powerful battle technique. Fong Ping needed to completely refine the Saint's order as well. He was pressed for time the last time, so he only managed to refine it initially. On the 4th of April, Fong Ping disappeared from public view once again. At the same time, a storm was brewing in the three realms. One expert after another revealed their whereabouts and roamed the three realms. Mount Wangu, Qinghua, and Ling Xiao walked out of the boundary wall and stood outside with respectful expressions. Sage Yue walked through the air with a celestial aura. Ignoring the two, Yue glanced at Mount Wangu behind them and said softly, "Moon Spirit went to the celestial tomb?" Yes, Sage Yue was a disciple of the North Emperor. When she became a sage, Moon Spirit was still young. When the heavenly realm was destroyed, she died. Now, 8,000 years had passed. Looking at Mount Wangu again, Sage Yue had a complicated look in her eyes. This used to be a temporary imperial residence of the North Emperor. Later on, Moon Spirit often came here to play. The Mount Wangu of 8,000 years ago was slightly different from the Mount Wangu of today. The three realms are different. Sage Yue murmured, "Heaven and earth have changed. Old friends of the past are all reviving. Who was it that made us revive together in this life? Who was it that planned for us to die together back then?" Qinghua's gaze changed. Ling Xiao could not help but say, "Sage Yue, you mean sigh?" The celestial Yue sighed softly, her expression complicated. "Do you really think that it was an accident that we were affected back then? No, someone did it on purpose." That day, a great war broke out, and the heavenly realm was in turmoil. That day, a giant hand covered the sky and covered the holy lands, killing us all. Do you really think that just the ripples alone could kill heavenly kings and saints? The heavenly realm is so big, we sensed the chaos of the war, and did not just wait for death. Someone did it. Sage Yue said the secrets of the past. That day, I was preparing to leave the North Emperor Palace and seek refuge in the Earth realm. Just as I left the North Emperor Palace, the hand that covered the sky descended, and the North Emperor Palace was destroyed. Sage Yue said bitterly, "Strong, too strong." I could not even sense any aura. When I opened my eyes again, it was already 8,000 years later. Everything was the same, but the people were different. The two were shocked. That year, it was not the ripples, but someone did it on purpose. This was even more terrifying than the ripples. Someone purposely killed them, but did not erase their life imprints, allowing them to revive after 8,000 years. Who did it? Did other emperors do it? Ling Xiao asked. I do not know. Sage Yue sighed. Most of the other emperor's disciples died. Some were completely killed. Some are starting to revive. Most of the experts of the Heaven Realm era are still alive. Most of the geniuses of the past 8,000 years are still alive. Someone wants to gather the elites of different eras in this era. What is he trying to do? Sage Yue said a few words and quickly calmed down. Since we could become sages back then in this era, we can become heavenly kings, emperors. If someone wants to play chess, then the only way is to become stronger. From today onwards, I will guard Wangwu. The North Emperor bloodline will not be destroyed again. Rumble! A loud sound rang out. In the next moment, a figure stood in the sky outside Wangwu Mountain. In the distance, someone said softly, Yu Wei is guarding Wangwu. The North Emperor bloodline has returned. This was a flag to tell some people that the North Emperor bloodline had returned. If more people from the North Emperor bloodline revived, they would come to Wang Wu Mountain. At the same time, in the direction of the Forbidden Sea, on a celestial island, a sky-shaking figure rose. An old man's voice spread in all directions. East Emperor's disciples, if anyone revives, come to Boundless Mountain. On the other side, another figure rose into the sky. It was also a woman. Spirit Emperor's disciples, come to Immortal-Seeking Island quickly. In the direction of the catacombs, a cave in the sky beyond the sky opened. Yuan Gang's figure rose into the sky and said with a faint smile, Human Emperor's disciples, come to Hao Ting Shao Tian. On the other side, a giant dragon rose into the sky. Beast Emperor's disciples, come to Dragon Island quickly. West Emperor's disciples, come to 7 planets Maui Heaven quickly. South Emperor's disciples, come to Water Force Immortal Island quickly. Divine Emperor's disciples, come to Medicine God Island quickly. On this day, the disciples of the emperors revived, shaking the 3 realms. Other than the earthly sovereign, who already had an inheritance, the other disciples of the emperors appeared one after another. Not only that, on this day, on an uninhabited island overseas, someone descended. The figure rose into the sky, and his voice shook the 3 realms. Extreme Tao disciples, open Extreme Tao Divine Island. A disciple of the Extreme Tao Heavenly Dharch appeared. This was the first time a disciple of the Extreme Tao Heavenly Dharch appeared. Some people did not know, but some recognized that it was the disciple of annihilation. Among the 4 emperors of the Extreme Tao, Heaven Dharch Shan had almost no disciples. Heaven Dharch Batian wandered the 3 realms and was not a person who liked to teach others, so he also had almost no disciples. On the other hand, Annihilation built the Hall of 10,000 Origins to prepare disciples for cultivation. Heaven Dharch Annihilation had disciples. In one day, the world was turned upside down. The disciples of the emperors and the Extreme Tao Heavenly Dharch all revived and appeared in the 3 realms. Not only that, there were still some powerhouses who did not show up. Some people saw the disciples of the Weapon Master, some saw the disciples of the Palm Seal Envoy, and some saw some of the 36 saints appear and gather with the saints who attacked Fong Ping previously. Some disciples of the 8 kings also appeared. The ancient powerhouses had returned. At this moment, the 3 realms were shaken, the catacombs shook, and the overseas immortal islands were reshuffled. Only the human world was as quiet as ever. No powerhouses returned to the human world. In ancient times, there were not many powerhouses in the human world. Those who did left the human world and went to the earth realm or the heavenly realm. Those who dared to raise the flag at this moment, without exception, were all ancient saints. These people's shadows covered heaven and earth, sitting on the ground. Other than the previous words, there was no more silence. But everyone understood that these people were just reviving and waiting. They had just revived, and their strength had not reached its peak. The 3 realms was in chaos. Fong Ping was in closed-door cultivation, ignoring the outside world. If Earth was not in trouble, he would not come out. This time, he had made up his mind. Without a certain level of strength, he would never come out of closed-door cultivation. These awakened powerhouses did not come out for the time being. No one attacked humans. Naturally, Fong Ping had to seize this time to become stronger. In the fake sky grave, non-heaven level powerhouses could not attract the attention of these powerhouses. The array that had been attacked for many days was going to be broken today. Heavenly King, subduing, looked reluctant. The array was going to be broken. After this array was broken, if there was nothing that everyone was interested in, it would be very difficult for people to stay. Fortunately, The 9 Emperor seal is still here. I can still delay it. Heavenly King, subduing thought. King Kuin's eyes were also cold, looking at the array that was about to be broken, his face solemn. What was inside? What did Spirit Emperor leave behind? He left behind a set of combined 7-layered heavens array that was not weaker than the 8-layered heavens array. If not for so many heavenly kings joining forces, he might not have the confidence to break it alone. It was not easy for an emperor to set up such a large array. The array is going to be broken. At this moment, someone shouted in a low voice. King Qian shouted coldly, "Everyone, when we break the array later, don't panic. Don't attack without seeing anything. We're all people who have lived for tens of thousands of years. We still have this bit of willpower." They were not people who had been revived. They were alive. They had lived until now. These people were the real antiques. They had lived from ancient times until now, without a break. King Qian, the leader of the 8 kings, his strength could not be underestimated. King Qian of the catacombs, an emperor-level powerhouse, disappeared from this world almost without a trace. It was obvious how terrifying this person was. The phenomenon of the other party's death was probably also instantly broken by him, not revealing it to the world. At this moment, King Qian stared at King Kuin, and then at Heavenly King subduing. It was obvious who he was talking to. Heavenly King subduing chuckled and said, "Of course, am I that kind of person?" "Humph." King Kuin snorted coldly. "You are." At this moment, powerhouses from all directions revealed themselves. The essence of the 3 realms was here, for the 8 kings came. In addition, there were also Moon Spirit and Celestial Pole among the princes and princesses. At this moment, the transparent array suddenly exploded with a dazzling light. At this moment, Heavenly King subduing sent a voice transmission. "Attack! Rumble!" The world was turned upside down. Celestial Pole attacked. King Zhen punched out. Moon Spirit attacked. King Sun grabbed. Heavenly King subduing attacked. King Kuin also slashed with his sword. The void shattered, and the world collapsed. The 6 Heavenly King powerhouses seemed to have a tacit understanding to attack. It was not just them. Just as Li Zhu was about to walk towards the pavilion, Sea Guardian Envoy shouted coldly and punched the void. Li Zhu sighed helplessly. King Qian wanted to enter, but Sage Tian Kuei and the Demon Emperor also stopped him. At this moment, only the 2 kings did not stop them. In the end, the 2 of them wanted to take the opportunity to enter. On the other side, Zhang Tao laughed loudly and charged out of the void. He laughed and said, "You 2 want to take advantage too?" Behind him, the 3 sect protectors and Heavenly Emperor Pingyu attacked at the same time. At this moment, the incomparably old dragon transformation, Celestial Larch, transformed into a dragon and broke through the void. He suddenly attacked and directly attacked Heavenly Larch Pingyu. On the other side, Qing Tong of Weiyu Mountain chuckled. 3 sages, why bully others? Why not fight with me? This former leader of the southern faction also erupted at this moment, undoubtedly displaying the strength of a sage. Even further away, Gong Juanzi had not arrived yet, but he was already smiling. "Tian Hui, you were the one who attacked me back then, weren't you? You were the one who slaughtered my Kuo San lineage, weren't you?" Before Tian Hui could speak, in the next moment, an illusory world descended. Source World. This powerhouse, who had received some of Heaven Exterminating Thearka's inheritance, had extremely powerful mental strength. His source world was extremely sturdy and powerful. "You became a sage," someone exclaimed. Gong Juanzi was not a sage in the past. "Ha ha, I should have become a sage long ago, if not for that bastard unquestionable Jian, I might have already become a heavenly king. Fine, I'll walk my own path. This guy is neither human nor ghost. It's hard to say who will be the winner. One powerhouse after another walked out from the darkness. These heavenly kings did not know, but no one exposed them. At this moment, in the fake heavenly grave, almost all the sage and heavenly king powerhouses had appeared. Many heavenly kings had broken the array that had lasted for nearly a month. They were also interested. What was inside? Powerhouses gathered here. Sounds of battle erupted in other places as well. In the fake heavenly grave, everyone seemed to be waiting for this moment, waiting for the powerhouses to leave. At this moment, violent energy fluctuations came from all directions, nearly 10,000 miles away from this place. Warlord, Li Jun, Nan Yunyue, these people all appeared. At this moment, their opponents were a group of true kings of the catacombs. However, there were also some sovereigns from the overseas immortal islands and sky beyond heaven. Li Jun's aura was powerful. He had already proven his Tao and reached the Dharch realm. Warlord also revealed his Dharch aura as he laughed. Kill these bastards. Green Lotus, kill. On the other side, Sovereign Green Lotus and some true gods of Mount Wangwu heard this, and their expressions became ugly. Divine divination bastard, why didn't you kill your way out first? You're a veteran sovereign. Don't embarrass Heavenly King Moon Spirit. Warlord roared. Heavenly King Moon Spirit, your Green Lotus doesn't dare to fight. When she sees the enemy, she runs. Green Lotus's face turned green. At this moment, Moon Spirit's crazy voice came from afar. Kill. Green Lotus's face was ashen, but she had no choice but to grit her teeth and quickly kill her way out. In the crowd, Zhao Xingwu, who had been ranked in the top 10 of the 3 realms in the past 8,000 years by the God-forging envoy, also looked at Kong Lingyuan. You can be considered half a disciple of King Wu. Why don't we compete and see who can kill more enemies? Kong Lingyuan rolled his eyes. Kill your grandpa. I'm a master of defense. You want me to kill people? Who are you looking down on? Although they thought about it, they still quickly fought together. Battle cries soared into the sky, and the void exploded. After entering the Spirit Emperor's Badamanda for more than a month, a large-scale battle finally broke out today. There was fighting everywhere. At this moment, the Heavenly King domain was also in a state of chaos. At this moment, some powerhouses also stood out. Heavenly King Subduing and King Kuan were inseparable from each other. At the place where the two of them fought, the 7-petal black lotus swept through heaven and earth, forcing some of the people in the surroundings to leave. King Qian fought 1 against 2, but he also killed until Tian Chief and the Demon Emperor kept retreating. Both sides joined forces and also unleashed the 7-petal lotus. On the other side, Heaven's Pole held the earthly Emperor's sword and slashed crazily. He roared angrily, bullying me again. You deserve to die. When I become an emperor, I'll kill you first. On the other side, King Zhen's expression did not change. He was already used to these madmen. So many heavenly king stage powerhouses were surrounding a single pavilion, fighting and killing each other. Everyone was avoiding that pavilion. They didn't know what was inside, but they still started to fight. But they weren't stupid. If there really wasn't anything good, they wouldn't easily make a move. All of this originated from the wisp of Emperor Qi that everyone sensed when the formation was broken. There was something inside, something related to the Emperor. The Spirit Emperor had indeed left behind a treasure. Even if they didn't know what it was, at this moment, no one was willing to let others take it first. Who knew what the Spirit Emperor had left behind? Her weapon or her cultivation technique, inheritance? Once it was taken away, it would be difficult to get it back. These people didn't make a sound and continued to fight in silence. But not far away, someone was shouting, and it was especially ear-piercing. Tianji, Tianming, are you for real? Are you stupid or not? It's obvious that there's nothing for you. Why don't you work together? You two work together with us, Heavenly King Zhenwang, and I will share some of the treasure with you. There's no harm in working with me. You two aren't heavenly kings after all. Be careful that you don't become abandoned. Why don't we work together now and kill the 3 sect guardians and ping you first, then call Dragon Transformation North Sea Qing Tong. Let's work together and kill those overseas true gods and beyond heavenly true gods. There are many true kings in the catacombs, but there are also many supreme cultivators like us. Let's do something big together. Zhang Tao shouted. You two are the founding kings of the catacombs. Now that the Life King is dead, Myriad Goblin King and Sky Goblin King are also looking for a powerful backer. If you two ask, there won't be a problem. If we work together, there will be hundreds of supreme cultivators and many emperors. We can even kill a heavenly king. You two, don't work so hard. You two are so stupid. Zhang Tao scolded. If we fight one-on-one, who can fight King Kuan and the others? You don't know how to make good use of those supreme cultivators. In the end, when all of them die, what can you two do even if you two become heavenly kings? With more than 100 supreme cultivators, and us killing a heavenly king won't be a problem. Zhang Tao roared. If you can't, King Kuan, let's work together. Your divine sect has many supreme cultivators too. It'll be a pity if they die. You can't do anything to heavenly King Zhenwang. Why don't we work together and kill others first? Everyone was extremely vexed. This guy talked too much. They had never seen a heavenly king like this. Heavenly King Zhenwang fought now, but he followed the rules and did not speak anymore. Zhang Tao, on the other hand, did not stop talking. At this moment, Zhang Tao suddenly exclaimed, "What?" Under everyone's surprised gaze, Zhang Tao suddenly freed himself from the 2 kings, dashed to the Sea Protector, and roared, "Li Zhu, you said that we should cooperate and let your people kill the true gods of the other forces." Before Li Zhu could speak, Zhang Tao's voice spread. Human supreme cultivators, work together with Li Zhu's subordinates and kill the enemy. Li Zhu was tired. Was it fun to direct and act alone? Zhang Tao didn't care about him. He rushed up and, without saying a word, set up layers of mental energy barriers. He wouldn't send a voice transmission. Li Zhu was speechless. "Zhang Tao, is there a point?" Zhang Tao sneered. "I want to see Guardian. I don't mean to be your enemy. Just don't speak for this guy. If you want to kill him, I can help." The Sea Guardian's eyes were strange. Was this the human king? King Wu was so shameless. The true gods, under Li Zhu's command, might not believe Zhang Tao after hearing his voice transmission. But what if Li Zhu didn't say anything? Even if they didn't believe him, they probably wouldn't attack the human beings at this moment. They were more likely to be neutral. If it was true, it would be troublesome. Behind them, the 2 kings had also caught up. At this moment, Lord of Heaven's mandate was about to send a voice transmission to tell the others that this was all Zhang Tao's act. Before he could do that, Zhang Tao cursed, "Idiot, you are Li Zhu's enemy. Do you think anyone will believe you?" Everyone was speechless. This was supposed to be the strongest battle in the 3 realms. Why did it feel like the situation had changed? Weren't you Li Zhu's enemy? On the other side, King Zhenwang also cursed, "I'll kill anyone who dares to send a voice transmission." He hadn't figured out what to do before. Since Zhang Tao had spoken, he didn't mind making trouble. Hearing that, King Kuan snorted. At this moment, King Zhenwang roared, "People of the divine sect, Kill the traitors of the fake dynasty. That voice belonged to King Kuan. His aura was also King Kuan's. He guided King Kuan's aura and sent it over. King Kuan was furious. What are you doing? Kill the experts of the human race. Kill the experts of the fake dynasty. Two voices rang out at the same time. The heavenly King Zhen Wang acted like a rascal and blew up the voices of the two of them halfway. He looked at King Kuan proudly. I can't send a voice transmission. Don't even think about it. They are tens of thousands of miles away. Those guys can't tell anything. Celestial Pole, Moon Spirit, be careful. Whoever sends a voice transmission, shatter it. Don't let them send a voice transmission. King Kuan's expression changed, and he suddenly cursed, I'm ashamed to be associated with you. Heavenly King, forget about Zhang Tao. I think Zhang Tao is still young, but King Zhen Wang is shameless. Isn't it shameful to learn from King Wu? At their cultivation level, isn't face more important than a few true gods? He doesn't deserve to be a heavenly king. King Zhen Wang didn't care about that. He chuckled and said, so what? If you're ashamed of me, then you can sever your cultivation level and become a sage. You're not on the same level as me. If you can't, it's better to kill yourself. Bastard! Chapter 1142. In the Spirit Emperor Dojo, powerhouses fought one after another. In the eighth heaven, a powerhouse began to recover. In the three realms, powerhouses continued to recover. Troubled times. In this troubled times, some people could not care less. They just wanted to cry. The evil sect, Qin Fengqing, roared again and again. Where is he? Bring me in. Bastard. I killed you duo. Let me in. Qin Fengqing was inexplicably sad. He killed you duo. Where was Enlightenment Cliff? Didn't you agree to let me in after I kill him? Someone, bring me in. Qin Fengqing's tone was sad. If he did not go in, how could he prove his Tao? Enlightenment Cliff was a good place. He heard that if he went in, it was very likely that he could prove his Tao directly. Go in. At this moment, behind him, a slightly amused voice sounded. Qin Fengqing did not say a word and fled. Interesting. The person behind him was still laughing. I don't mean to harm you. Are you from the divine sect? Qin Fengqing stopped. He did not run. It was not that he did not want to run, but he felt that the void seemed to have solidified. This was a powerhouse locking the void. He could not run. He did not care who was behind him. Since he did not know him, there was danger. He was prepared to run first. But now, in the next moment, Qin Fengqing turned around, bowed deeply, and said nervously, Hello, Senior. I wonder if Senior and the divine sect are. I asked you first. Qin Fengqing did not see anyone, nor did he dare to look. At this moment, he could only see a pair of leather boots with golden edges. Qin Fengqing's eyes flickered, and he said in a low voice, I come from the human world. Because it is difficult to cultivate in the human world, I came to the Forbidden Sea to find opportunities. Human world martial artist, the owner of the golden boots, was still smiling. You know Fong Ping? Yes. Since you know him, don't you know that the divine sect has been destroyed by Fong Ping yesterday? Qin Fengqing was stunned. He really did not know. He was still being hunted yesterday. He had just escaped. He knew that some powerhouse's chi was rising today, but this had nothing to do with him. He just did not expect the evil sect to be gone. Fong Ping destroyed the divine sect. Not bad. The voice said with a smile, Yesterday, the human king broke through the door. Of the 3 guardians of the divine palace, 2 were killed. Of the 9 almighty, 8 died in battle. Taoist Fengyan has already left with Di Xing. Qin Fengqing continued to stare blankly. How many days has it been since I left? If I remember correctly, He left on the 1st. Today was the 4th. Then someone told him that the cult was gone in just a few days. No wonder no one came to receive them. Everyone was dead. So who was going to lead him there? The voice laughed again and said, "You wish to enter the divine court." This, Qin Fengqing said dryly, "I'm just looking for some opportunities. Senior, please don't misunderstand. I'm actually not that close to Fang Ping. My relationship with the divine sect is also average. I'm a martial artist who pursues freedom. I don't like fighting and killing. According to human terms, I'm actually a lifestyle martial artist." Qin Fengqing explained, "We don't aim to kill. We love world peace and sightseeing the 3 realms. This is the lifelong pursuit of martial artists like us." Interesting. The owner of the golden-threaded combat boots laughed. "If that's the case, where did your murderous aura and vitality come from?" "Senior, please don't misunderstand. Look up." The owner of the combat boots was still laughing. "Don't worry. I'm not enemies with humans. I'm not enemies with the divine court either." Qin Fengqing raised his head warily and looked out of the corner of his eye. With a glance, his pupils shrank slightly. It was not that the person was ugly, but he was very sunny, very handsome, and also very warm. However, the more it was so, the more he was on guard. He knew very well that powerhouses were not easy to talk to. The brighter they smiled, the more evil they were. Fang Ping liked to laugh. Qin Fengqing had seen him kill people while laughing. After killing them, he even lied to the dead, saying that he would not let them know the truth after they were resurrected. Old Zhang liked to laugh. As he laughed, many catacombs powerhouses died from laughing. Actually, he liked to laugh as well. As he laughed, someone would die anyway. He had met his own kind. How could he not be vigilant when he met such a person? "May I know your name, Senior?" The owner of the combat boots, the sunny youth, Hongyu, who had gone in search of the sky tomb, appeared outside the evil sect's passageway again. He chuckled. "The past is like smoke. There's no need for a name. You know, unquestionable sword. This, you don't have to deny it. I can sense his aura on you. Combat techniques, heaven-punishing art. Senior, you have a sharp eye." Hongyu chuckled. "You're his disciple. This, I'm related to unquestionable sword, too. Speaking of which, our relationship is a little complicated." Hongyu sighed. Qin Fengqing judged his tone. After weighing it in his heart, he quickly bowed and said, "I've been rude. I'm indeed the Demon Emperor's disciple. However, I'm only the Demon Emperor's in-name disciple. I dare not say that I'm the Demon Emperor's disciple." Qin Fengqing sighed. "Now that my master is in the 3 realms, everyone wants to beat him up. I have no choice but to say that I'm the Demon Emperor's disciple." Fortune came from danger. He was used to taking risks, listening to this person's tone. He felt that this person might be related to the Demon Emperor. He had to get close to him first. When Hongyu heard that, he glanced at him and said with a smile, "If that's the case, we can be considered to be of the same lineage." Qin Fengqing's heart stirred. The same lineage? The Demon Emperor, unquestionable sword, came from Purple Cap Mountain. This person is from Purple Cap Mountain? That can't be right. Apart from Gong Yuzi, who else from Purple Cap Mountain was still alive? The War King came from Purple Cap Mountain. However, he had actually seen and recognized Gong Yuzi before. During the trip to the Emperor's tomb, he had seen Gong Yuzi when the war broke out. This person was clearly not Gong Yuzi. Who is this person? He must be an old antique. He claims to be of the same lineage as Unquestionable Sword, someone of the same lineage. Qin Fengqing quickly determined that this person was clearly not Unquestionable Sword's disciple, since he called Unquestionable Sword's name. Senior or junior brother? That couldn't be. Who else could it be? I heard that during the battle at the King battlefield, Heavenly King Suppression teased the demon emperor for acknowledging Moon Spirit of Mount Wangu as his mistress. Someone from Wangwu's lineage? Even if he's from Wangwu's lineage, Unquestionable Sword is a powerful cultivator after all. Who would dare to call him by his name so casually? He's at least a saint-level cultivator. There aren't many of such cultivators, right? As Qin Fengqin thought about this, his expression became even more respectful. Senior, are you from the same lineage as my master? Then I should call you Senior Uncle Master. There's no need for that. Hongyu smiled faintly. You want to enter the divine court? Qin Fengqin quickly listed a few people in his mind. A man with at least saint-level strength. He might be related to Wangu. Perhaps he was not from the same lineage as Unquestionable Sword. One lineage higher? Same lineage as Moon Spirit? A man from the same lineage as Moon Spirit, and from the same lineage as Unquestionable Sword. Qin Fengqin's heart skipped a beat. Could it be him? That prince who was rumored to be dead. Now that most of the powerful cultivators had awakened, it was not impossible for this person to awaken. No, according to the legends, the demon emperor said that he had received Hongyu's guidance, which was why he considered himself a disciple. What did this mean? It meant that if Hongyu was really alive, he might have awakened a long time ago. Qin Fengqin thought about this, but did not dare to say it out loud. At this moment, he thought about it and said, I want to enter the divine court. On one hand, it's to increase my strength. On the other hand, it's because of some other reasons. Other reasons? Qin Fengqin looked hesitant. After thinking about it, he said, it's not a secret. Previously, humans promised Moon Spirit of Mount Wangu that they would help her find the corpse of a powerful cultivator. However, until now, they have no clue. I heard that King Kuan of the Divine Church is related to the powerful cultivator that Moon Spirit is looking for. I'm here to try my luck and see if I can solve some problems for the humans. Hongyu looked at him deeply. After a while, Hongyu said, I don't think so. I'm going to the divine court now. Do you want to go with me? Senior, you want to go to the divine court? Qin Fengqin hurriedly said, if you don't find it troublesome, I'm naturally willing. However, I'm afraid that I'll cause trouble for you. It's all right. Hongyu smiled faintly and took a step forward. In front of him, a passage opened. They could vaguely see the broken world. Qin Fengqin was shocked. So easy? The other party didn't seem to have moved, and the passage opened on its own. Qin Fengqin hurriedly followed. Soon, the two of them entered the divine court one after another. Once they entered, Qin Fengqin instantly felt that something was wrong. There was no more energy. Heavenly Hound and Sherpu are really domineering Hongyu's side. Qin Fengqin was even more certain that Sherpa didn't know him, but Heavenly Hound did. Someone who was as famous as Heavenly Hound was definitely a top-notch, powerful cultivator. This person called him by his name. Perhaps he was a powerful cultivator who was on the same level as them. It's really him. Qin Fengqin made a judgment. This guy was Moon Spirit's deceased cultivation companion. He was also the son of the earthly sovereign and the younger brother of King Kuan. Legend had it that he had taught the Unquestionable Sword technique. Why did this guy come to the cult? Qin Fengqin didn't understand and didn't dare to say much. Just as he was thinking about this, his vision turned black. Hongyu strolled in the void. The darkness changed, and in the blink of an eye, he crossed thousands of miles in a single step. Qin Fengqin didn't feel the passage of time. When he regained consciousness, a cliff appeared in front of him. Hongyu looked at the cliff with a melancholic expression. Tao Comprehension Cliff Qin Fengqing was stunned. This was the Tao Comprehension Cliff. This cliff has an extraordinary background. Hongyu chuckled. Legend has it that a powerful cultivator comprehended the Tao here. After that, emperors, heavenly kings, sages, too many powerful cultivators came here to take a look, hoping to gain some enlightenment. Most of them returned empty-handed, but there were some who obtained some fortuitous encounters. Some saw traces of emperors, some saw thousands of Daos, some saw the future, some saw the past. The divine court has been destroyed, but this cliff is still here. It's probably the only place with opportunities here. Hongyu turned to look at Qin Fengqing and smiled. Since you're here, why don't you take a look? Qin Fengqing said respectfully. Senior, please go first. There's no need. I've been here a few times, but returned empty-handed. This cliff, only the fated can obtain opportunities. Although Qin Fengqing sounded mysterious, he was already here. He was here for the Tao Comprehension Cliff. Why would he give up? At the thought of this, Qin Fengqing did not stand on ceremony. He thanked him and stepped into the void, stepping onto Tao Comprehension Cliff. The moment he stepped onto Tao Comprehension Cliff, Hongyu's expression changed slightly. At this moment, a figure appeared behind Qin Fengqing. Just like Fang Ping, there was someone behind him when he walked up. However, the person was different. It was not the old man from that day. It's you. Hongyu seemed to know something. He looked at the figure and murmured, Are you the one who set this up? This person, unquestionable sword, has placed a bet. Are you going to place a bet too? The figure was reflected in Hongyu's eyes, then Qin Fengqing's face. He seemed to have seen and sensed something. You want him to fight for the position of the emperor? Or it's just a random setup that coincidentally has something to do with the emperor of humanity? The emperor, Fang Ping, Zhang Tao, or you, the emperor? Hongyu's tone was indifferent. The emperor. This person was not the emperor. He knew. That figure was one of the 9 emperors, the figure of the emperor. At this moment, Qin Fengqing seemed to have entered a special state. He did not react at all. Hongyu ignored him. He looked at the figure again and said calmly, The emperor, why are you placing a bet? This person is only at origin. Could it be that he was supposed to be the emperor of this generation? Just like how Gong Juanzi was replaced by unquestionable sword in the end, was he also replaced by Fang Ping? Hongyu closed his eyes, as if he was calculating something. Very quickly, he opened his eyes and smiled. Could it be that the emperor wants to change his destiny, so that this person can return to his original path and become the savior of this era? It's difficult, isn't it? Gong Juanzi suffered a calamity back then. After that, he could no longer take back everything that belonged to him. Humans can triumph over the heavens. Or, with Fang Ping's death and Zhang Tao's death, there's hope for this person to return to the right path after proving his Tao. Hongyu fell into deep thought again. Martial King was dead. Human King was dead. How many humans could become a king? Without the ability of a true god, one could forget about it. True God among the few true gods of the human race, who could shoulder such a heavy responsibility. Pluto King, Moon King, Spear King, one by one, names appeared in his mind. There was hope for Pluto King, but he was related to heavenly king suppression, so he might not succeed. Although the others were also true gods, their prospects were limited. There was a higher possibility that they would appear in Fang Ping's generation. Interesting, very interesting. Fang Ping is really going to die. This person stepped forward in a time of danger. He was originally from the human race. With courage and intelligence, he might be able to change his destiny. Hongyu glanced at Qin Fengqing, then at the figure that had already disappeared. He laughed. This game of chess was getting more and more interesting. The emperor who had disappeared for 8,000 years was actually starting to show some miracles and interfere with everything in this era. You guys are also going to return? Hung Yu murmured. At this moment, on Enlightenment Cliff, Qin Fengqing's aura changed slightly. Large amounts of imperishable substance emerged from his body. Very quickly, his golden body flashed as he began to hone his golden body. Hung Yu watched for a while. After a while, he smiled. Not bad. You've actually reached the limit of origin after one enlightenment. You're just one step away from true God. You're extraordinary. Qin Fengqing opened his eyes and said humbly, "You flatter me, senior." Hung Yu smiled. "Don't be humble. I'll be walking around the three realms for a few days to look for the celestial realm fragment that the powerhouses of the three realms entered. If you're not in a hurry, you can follow me for a few days. Perhaps you'll find something." He mentioned the celestial realm fragment and not the celestial cemetery. Clearly, he already knew something. Qin Fengqing did not care about this. He said hurriedly, "Of course I'm willing." "Thank you, senior." Hung Yu chuckled. He ignored him and turned to leave. Qin Fengqing hurried to catch up. Hung Yu said as he walked, "Troubled times are also prosperous times. The prosperous times of martial arts. Every time there was a troubled time, countless heroes would emerge. However, prosperous times were divided into big and small. When the celestial realm first opened, it was a huge change. The three realms were separated, martial arts were established, and the Tao of Origin was the final winner. That was a great era that determined the future of the three realms for tens of thousands of years. That was why the 9 emperors and the 4 emperors appeared. Too many geniuses appeared in that era. Some could fight extreme Tao venerable emperors and emperors when they were young. Of course, that was when they were young. Too many geniuses appeared in that era. However, in the end, the 9 emperors and the 4 emperors were the winners. Qin Fengqing listened without saying anything. He did not understand what Hung Yu was trying to say. After that, the three realms were peaceful. There was little chaos. Therefore, no more geniuses appeared. Even the strongest, who proved their Tao, could not reach the achievements of the 9 emperors and the 4 emperors in the past. After that, the celestial realm shattered. Troubled times came again. In the chaotic era, geniuses appeared again. The heavenly hound proved his Tao, and the chaotic heavenly king proved his heavenly king. In the chaotic era, 1 man and 1 dog reigned supreme. The chaotic era was just a small era, not a great era. After that, the era of sex was the same. It was just a small era. The battle between the North and the South was not a battle for the destruction of the three realms. Therefore, the unquestionable sword was born. After the unquestionable sword, the highest achievement of the 4 great royal halls in the land was only at the emperor level. No one proved their heavenly king. This was just a small era. Qin Fengqing seemed to understand. His eyes moved. "Senior, you mean, that's right?" Hung Yu smiled faintly. "This time, a great era is coming again. Perhaps a greater era than the opening of the celestial realm and the separation of the three realms is coming. After several eras, tens of thousands of years, geniuses and experts have all appeared in this era. This time, perhaps someone can prove their Tao and become a sovereign. Perhaps someone can open up a new Tao and replace the source great Tao. Start the next era, the next flourishing era of the three realms." Qin Fengqing frowned. Hung Yu smiled. "It's possible for anyone, but the possibility of someone born in this era is the highest, especially the human realm, the starting point of all Taos. Back then, the Martial Tao, Source Tao, and Initial Martial Tao were all born in the human realm. That's why the human race became the target of everyone. The weak don't understand. They only know that there are threats in the human realm. But the strong understand. The human race may have a true expert. The celestial realm and the earth realm all originated from the human realm. If a true expert is born, he will probably come from the human realm. Now, do you understand why some experts would target the human realm? Qin Fengqing frowned. I understand. Actually, it's also a form of training. Hong Yu chuckled. If there's no targeting, no hostility, no war, no oppression from experts, how can a new expert be born? The 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors rose in this chaotic era. When they were young, they fought until they went crazy and almost died. That's how the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors came into being. That's why the human race who rose in this era are actually the target of everyone, because these people are all seeds. Hong Yu's voice was soft. However, powerhouses will always be powerhouses. They will do what others can't. They will not be afraid of difficulties and obstacles. In the end, they will rise and achieve great things. In the process, people will die. Many people will die. Qin Fengqing's expression changed. He exhaled. That's Minister Zhang and Fang Ping's business. You're wrong. Everyone has a chance. You actually have a chance to. Hong Yu smiled. Don't think that you won't have a chance just because you haven't proven your Tao. When they were young, the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors might not have been the best among their peers. However, later on, when their predecessors died in battle, they rose to the top and eventually surpassed their predecessors. Senior, you're telling me all this because you want me to fight for it too? I'm not asking you to fight for it. Hong Yu smiled. I'm just telling you to seize all the opportunities in this era. If you miss out on this era, even if you're still alive in the end, you'll have to live under the light of others. The strongest of this era will shine for eternity. I will fight for this opportunity too. Qin Fengqing nodded and said nothing more. Hong Yu did not speak either. He looked ahead, a faint smile on his face. The next moment, Hong Yu's expression changed, slightly. At this moment, a dark star flashed across the source world. It was not as domineering as the Heavenly Hound and the Spring Guardian. It was not as ostentatious as Zhang Tao. It was very low-key. Even the source world did not change much. Those below the Heavenly King rank would not be able to sense anything. But Hong Yu sensed it. You've awakened too, Hong Yu murmured, his brows furrowing. At the same time, the Heavenly King powerhouses who were fighting had a slight change in expression. The cat owner is alive. The Heavenly King suppressing king suddenly became excited and roared, "This is great! The cat is on Earth. The cat owner is with us. Those who want to invest, come forward now. Otherwise, even the Heavenly King will die." The next moment, in the source world, the huge star where the Heavenly King suppressing king was overseeing shone brightly. "Heavenly Hound, Sherpa, the cat owner. Come quickly, someone is trying to steal the Spirit Emperor's corpse." The source world was gloomy. The Heavenly Hound and Sherpa could not hear it. However, the cat owner had just awakened. This was also the moment when his source world was at its strongest. Just like when the Heavenly Hound and the others had awakened, he could sense some things. King Kuan and the others' expressions changed. The next moment, King Kuan shouted angrily, "Enough! Open the pavilion first. Bastard, do you really want to attract all of them here? If all of them were attracted, there would be more powerhouses." At this moment, King Qian stopped, and so did the sea-suppressing envoy. The few of them looked at the Heavenly King suppressing king with unfriendly expressions. Bastard. If they really attracted those fellows, a huge battle would probably break out, especially that fellow Sherpa. Fortunately, he could not hear them. Otherwise, wait for that fellow to go crazy. The heavenly king, suppressing king, had a smile on his face. He did not care at all. It was best if they attracted them. Even if they couldn't, it didn't matter. Let's make it clear that the three of them are with us. Now that they are targeting us one by one, do you believe that we won't settle the score later? As everyone spoke, they gradually stopped fighting. Open the pavilion first. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.